ایران غرق انقلاب است. کشور ما، تاریخ ما در سیدگر فرا گرفته، گویی اهورا مستا دوباره در نور خود مرا گرفته. اکنون سرودی سر میدهم باز فارغ از رنج و تشویش، ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. هن ای پدر، هن ای پسر، برخیز و باماش و همگاه، تا درد آن تجربه تلخ ما را نکشیده در پا. بگذار هر دم بغرند گرگ‌ها دم لباس میش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ای کارگر، ای برزگر، راحت کنون ادامه دارد در این زمان که پرتو یزدان از هر سو بر تو میبارد. پس پیش به سوی آزادی از بحر خزر تا کیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. خلقا به پا بهر دفاع از استقلال و آزادی، تا بشکنیم پشت ارتجاع تیریزی ایران آبادی. تا زنده سازیم سنت‌های می از من آیین و کیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. با امید روزی که تمام این دلبشور و انقلاب تموم بشه و ما در روشنایی، نور و سعادت مردم کشورمون غرق بشیم. نه خارجی، نه بیگانه، نه مستشارهای ویرانی، نه چیر خاران، نه کاسه لیسان، فقط هم رزمان ایرانی. تا با شرافت میهنی بسازی بهر فرزندان خویش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. مردم بیایید داخل صف ما، اکنون که آغاز رویاست. دشمنان بدانید ما زنده هستیم، بعد از ما هم ایران پابرجاست. آن روح شیطان ما را فریب داد با صد شعار مردمیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. پرچم ما، پرچم ایران غرق خون شهیدان، روی شانه هامان حمل میکنیمش در هر خیابان و میدان. تا ماسک دلغکان را برداریم از روی تسبیح و ریش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. عشق و ایمان من، تو ای زادگاه نیاکان من، تو ای مهد آزاد مردان من. به خاک تو بود از تهذیبات برابر حقوق سپید و سیاه، به دوران کوروش در این بوم و بر شده پای ریزی حقوق بشر. ز هر تیر و قوم و کیش و نژاد بود بینشان رشته اتحاد. چو ایران نباشد تن من نباد، ملی بوم و بر زنده یک در نهاد. جهان آفرین تا جهان آفرین، نیاورد جز مهر و نیکی پدید. بداندیشی و کینه و دشمنی بود خوی و کردار اهریمنی. ز پندار و گفتار و کردار نیک همیشه پدید آید آزارگی. چو ایران ما مهد زیبایی است، مهین سرزمین اهورایی است. دلم می کند هر دم آهنگ تو، که ننگ است ماتم به فرهنگ تو. چو ایران نباشد تن من نباد، ملی بوم و بر زنده یک در نهاد. چنین ملت پاک و گردن فراز، به یک جنبش تازه بودش نیاز. بشد انجمن از دلیران پارس، ز پاکان و روشن ضمیران پارس. از ایران زداید نشان بدی، بر افروزدان پره ایزدی. سپربند کند بزم ناباد را، کند بارور از هنر خاک را. هنر دانش و رامش و شادی است، هماهنگی و صلح و آزادی است. چو ایران نباشد تن من نباد، ملی بوم و بر زنده یک در نهاد.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Patriots. How are you all doing? Armin, how are you?
I am very, very good because I'm getting messages on Telegram from my contacts inside Iran right now, and I haven't heard from them for a very long time. So I'm so excited that they're okay, that they're alive. And some
I'm
of
very
them are
happy
in
to
the
hear
chat.
that. I'm very,
Yeah.
very happy to hear that. Someone earlier in the live stream, they wrote, "What's up, my migas?" I thought that was great. I might have to start saying that from now on. It's like, "What's up, my migas?
Yeah,
Good morning."
my
So, but this is I know this is Iran Revolution chat, or sorry, oh my gosh, Iran Revolution live stream. But this is also like very patriotic, right? Because one thing I've noticed is that everyone from around the world who's supporting us, you guys are also huge patriots of your own countries, right? And that's what I think is so amazing about this. It's patriotism, right? And so the love that you have for your countries is why you're so supportive of us, because we're also fighting for our country. So shout out to all you amazing patriots for being here with us. So Armin, I'm so glad to hear that your friends are doing good. Nice haircut, by the way. So you got time for a haircut? That's good.
No, people told me that I'm not presentable when I go to when I'm going to these different media. I don't have makeup and stuff. So I'm like, okay, Armin, you're getting invited to these different outlets and news, and you look like crap. Like, oh, you're not. So I like, you need to go. So I just like, okay, yeah, I need to go get a haircut so that when I invite me, I look presentable. A little bit. I know I'm not as presentable as Goldie, but I'm trying. Okay.
No, you're very, very presentable. Very presentable. And you know what? You're lucky because you're right. You don't have to put on makeup. Whereas me, it's like a whole thing there. Guys, remember, the reason I look the same is because I'm AI. It's all AI. It's all massage.
Yes.
There you go.
That's actually a compliment, Goldie. When they say you're AI, they're like the level of perfection they cannot comprehend that. So they're like, this cannot be real. She must be AI.
Thank you. That's nice of you to say. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay, so there's a lot that happened when you left last night.
Oh yeah, I know. Tell me.
Now we have to go over everything. So I want to start off first with what we'll get to President Trump, but I want to go to what Ted Cruz said in his interview yesterday. And I think you're really going to like it because he kind of gives a shout out to you in a way. You'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean. Oh, wait. Let me add to the screen. Sorry. Remove. Okay.
Leadership in Iran after Iran's deadly crackdowns on protesters. Reports of up to 20,000 people dead as the exchanges between Iran's supreme leader and President Trump sharpen. Protesters demanding freedom against the brutal regime appear to have slowed this morning after Ayatollah Khomeini unleashed the use of deadly force. President Trump told the Iranian people he is with them and that help is on the way, sparking a response from Khomeini on X this weekend, claiming to blame President Trump for the nationwide protests that began over soaring inflation in Iran, a collapsing currency, and crippling U.S. sanctions. Military sources tell Fox News at least one U.S. aircraft carrier is being moved toward the Middle East as President Trump weighs his options on Iran. There are currently some 30,000 U.S. troops in the CENTCOM region right now. Exiled Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi joined me here exclusively last weekend. Watch.
This is an opportunity to liberate that nation. Remember, the same thugs that hate America also hate their own people. And this is an opportunity to help a nation that starves for liberty, that starts to be rejoined with the free world, and to have the same relationship that we had with America before this revolution occurred.
Joining me now in the Sunday Morning Futures exclusive is Texas Senator Ted Cruz, a member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Senator, thanks so much for being here this morning.
Maria, good morning. Good to be with you.
Well, there's a lot to talk about, Senator. Let's start with Iran, where dissent right now is being punished. I want to get your take on what President Trump should do regarding Iran.
Well, Maria, I have to say we are living in extraordinary times. The change that is occurring across the globe exceeds anything we have seen in decades. There is a very real possibility that in the next 6 months, the regimes in Iran, in Venezuela, and Cuba will all fall. There is a real possibility that Iran, Venezuela, and Cuba will all democratically elect new leaders, and instead of fomenting violence, fomenting attacks on America, instead of waging war on America, there is a real chance in the next 6 months that the people of those three countries will elect leaders who embrace freedom and free enterprise and who want to stand with America. And I got to say, if that happens, it is difficult to think of anything more consequential. You have to go back to the fall of the Berlin Wall and to America winning the Cold War without firing a shot to find a time as pivotal as where we are right now. If you look at Iran, Iran for 50 years has been the world's leading sponsor of terrorism. They have paid for and funded 90% of the funding of Hamas comes from Iran. 90% of the funding for Hezbollah comes from Iran. Iran funds terrorists all across the globe, including sending terrorists to, among other places, Venezuela, and targeting Americans. Right now, there are over 1 million Iranians that are showing unbelievable courage, standing up against this tyrannical regime. And I got to say, President Trump, I think, has been very strong in telling the regime, number one, we stand with the people. Do not target, do not murder the protesters, telling the protesters, America stands with you. And I got to say, just in the last 2 days, a really important step occurred where President Trump came out unequivocally and said, it is time for new leadership in Iran.
Yes.
It is time for the Ayatollah Khamenei, his religious dictatorship, to end. I think that's massively important.
So what happens next? Because as you know, Senator, first the president said help is on the way and then pulled back a bit with this expectation that the killings have stopped. At that point, thousands of people had already been killed. And the people on the streets are hoping that the United States does something. Would you endorse that the U.S. goes in and takes action?
Well, look, I think the U.S. should be taking every step possible to end this regime. The Ayatollah Khamenei hates America. He regularly leads massive mobs chanting death to America. In fact, every year in Iran, they celebrate as a holiday Death to America Day. It's the anniversary of the Iranian Revolution and taking over the U.S. Embassy in 1979. And so the reason that President Trump ordered a B-2 attack on Iran's nuclear facilities is he made the right decision as commander-in-chief that if that theocratic dictator got nuclear weapons, the odds were unacceptable that he would use nuclear weapons to murder thousands or even millions of Americans. That was the single most important foreign policy decision the president has made this second term. And when it comes to the protest, I think what is most important is making clear that America is with the people. Contrast this to 2009. 2009, you had the so-called Green Revolution in Iran. The Iranian people were rising up there. But Barack Obama made a very different decision. He was a new president. He decided that America stands with the regime, stands with the Ayatollah, and they discouraged the protests, and we wasted that opportunity. Right now, the president has made clear, he made clear to the Ayatollah, if you are murdering the protesters, you will pay the price. He called on the Iranian people, make a list of everyone engaged in acts of violence. Look, that is powerful because it causes the IRGC members, the soldiers, to pause and think before they carry out those murders. I hope and believe that America is doing everything we can to support the protesters on the ground. There are lots of steps we can and should be taking short of a bombing strike. And I have every belief that if the Ayatollah engages in mass murder against the protesters, that President Trump will order direct military responses. So this is a moment where the Ayatollah and mullahs, I think they're fundamentally weakened. They are weakened by the fact that last year they lost a war. And you know, sometimes people forget there are real world consequences to losing a war, not just communication, not just messaging, but real world. In the 12-day war, they utterly and completely lost it. If you're a dictator, your strength depends on convincing your people that you are invulnerable, that you cannot be beaten. Even worse than losing a war, if you're an Islamist dictator, is losing a war to Israel. That's what happened to the Ayatollah, which is why I predicted months ago we would see what we're seeing now, the Iranian people rising up with President Trump's support. I think we're at a moment of pivotal change.
But, Senator, the Iranian government doesn't want anyone to see what's going on the ground. I saw one report that if you go out in the street right now in Iran and you're a protester, you will be shot dead immediately. So what are they doing? They're yelling from their windows, death to the Khomeini, and down with the regime from their windows so that they don't have to go down. I want to get your take on what we should be doing in that regard, because the government reportedly planning to permanently sever its citizens from the global internet. That's from the New York Post this morning, confirming that instead they wanted to have a state-run system as part of this crackdown on dissent. And then there's Greenland. The president, with this bold idea, he is slapping tariffs on European nations right now, days before he's about to see many of them when he goes to Davos, Switzerland, for the World Economic Forum. Before he sees them, he's slapping tariffs on them until what he calls a complete acquisition, a complete and total acquisition of Greenland. Your reaction?
Well, let me take those one at a time. When it comes to communications, you're right that the Ayatollah is trying to do everything he can to silence the Iranian people and to keep them in a news blackout, is shutting down television, is shutting down internet, has shut down just about all TV, although I will say it's fairly amazing. The Ayatollah has been playing in Persian Tucker Carlson's podcast, which is just a stunning statement and a powerful indictment.
Oh, my God.
That's all you. That's you, because you found that, remember?
well, Sohail find that. Sohail, are you here? Thank you. Yes. I mean, we're all, the three of us. It was Sohail who found it and sent it to me. If he's in the chat, I hope he sees it. And then I sent it to you, and you did, and you played it.
Yeah. So I mean, I was the one that suggested. I was like, oh, can you? Because I was like, can you find anything on state TV? Because I can't find anything, but I couldn't find it. But yeah, Sohail is the one that found.
But you started it. You started it because you were like, Armin, is there anything? What is there on state TV? And I was like, oh, Sohail, Goldie wants to see what state TV is showing. Can you give me a link?
Yeah, but
so
this was
you started it.
No, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. This one, I started it, but you finished it because you brought that. So there you go. I wanted to share that with you. So now Ted Cruz is going after Tucker on Maria Bartiromo.
God.
That's classic. And President Trump watches this, right? Like everyone watches.
Yeah, I know. Trump watches this. This is actually one of Trump's favorite segments. This. And then Hannity and Mark Levin are the three segments that Trump loves to watch the most. These are the three segments that he has seen this for sure.
The president with this bold idea.
How do you feel?
We made history here. We made history on Iran Revolution Live. We made history. We informed Ted Cruz, and we exposed the Islamic Republic's propaganda through Tucker Carlson. And we also informed Trump. Okay, fantastic. That's amazing. I didn't see this one.
I know. And you know what? So when I watched this last night and this part came on, I was like, oh my gosh. So I made everyone in the chat, and like all of our viewers, I was like, guys, like, don't say anything to Armin because we want to surprise. We want to surprise Armin. We don't want to let him know what Ted Cruz said about Tucker Carlson.
This is why you watch Iran Revolution Live. This is why you come here instead of going to other places, because we dig these out for you before other people actually have time to even analyze it. Amazing.
Yeah, he is slapping tariffs on European nations right now, days before he's about to see many of them when he goes to Davos, Switzerland, for the World Economic Forum. Before he sees them, he's slapping tariffs on them until what he calls a complete and total acquisition of Greenland. Your reaction?
Well, let me take those one at a time. When it comes to communications, you're right that the Ayatollah is trying to do everything he can to silence the Iranian people and to keep them in a news blackout, is shutting down television, is shutting down internet, has shut down just about all TV, although I will say it's fairly amazing. The Ayatollah has been playing in Persian Tucker Carlson's podcast, which is just a stunning statement and a powerful indictment. I will say a real game changer on that is a decision that Elon Musk made to provide Starlink to Iran and provide it free of charge. That's transformational because you know what? The Ayatollah can't shut down Starlink, and it's letting the Iranian people speak. We're getting videos, bootleg videos that are coming out via Starlink. That's really important to be able to communicate. It's one of the many ways that America has to support those who are rising up against tyrannies. When it comes to Greenland, I want to commend President Trump for.
That was pretty much all he had to say on Iran, and then he switches over to other things. But I thought that would be a good way to start the day with.
That's a great way to start the day, and thank you to Ted Cruz, to Mark Levin, to Rubio, to Lindsey Graham. And by the way, guys, another reason why Goldie is right. Remember how I was upset with JD Vance and Goldie helped me back? Again, Goldie knows how to play politics, because to my surprise, I did not expect this. I admit that this was not at all part of my prediction, but because Goldie saw the opportunity for everybody to come on the right side, she was like she focuses on encouragement rather than attacking people within close to the White House. JD Vance is now on board when it comes to attacking the Islamic Republic.
Did he put out like
given
a
that
message or something?
well, I saw. I have to find. Everybody's talking about this. He said that given that Trump has drawn a red line for the Islamic Republic, and the Islamic Republic has crossed that red line, then we have no choice but to attack. And that coming from JD Vance is so unexpected. So unexpected. So, wow. And if he's on board, then to me, it seems like this is definitely happening. Like almost, yeah. I was surprised. I didn't expect that from JD Vance. Which again, that means that the policy of encouragement and instead of attacking the people in the White House or who might not be on our side, it doesn't work. And this is why we learn from Goldie. This is why we have to pay attention from.
Well, I mean, I think, it's less about encouragement. Well, I mean, encouragement is definitely part of it, but I think also it's just we're making our case where, we're here to show people what's actually going on in occupied Iran and, what Iranians think and do and say. And then, in between we get these nuggets where we expose Tucker Carlson. Yes. And now I can't get over the fact that Ted Cruz, he spoke about that on Maria Bartiromo.
This is crazy.
So good. Yeah. I'm really excited that JD Vance is on board. Well, because you know what, Armin, you also have to keep in mind, it's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing to just come out and say, yes, we should attack, right? Like, war is not cheap. And there have been like policy mistakes in the past when it comes to other countries. So I can see why there has been hesitation, but sometimes there are certain points in history where you just what's right and what's wrong, and I think people are coming around to understanding that. And I think given the mass genocide and slaughter that we've seen in the last week, people are waking up and realizing the absolute evil that we Iranians have been dealing with for the last 47 years. And, we try not to talk about it too much here, but, the videos are out there and, it's all out there. So, and, we will play some of that as well, because I think we might have some new phone calls. But there's the first thing that I want to share with you. I want to go now to President Trump. Like you missed President Trump's Truth Social.
Yes. Yeah. This is it. I think it's happening. I think this is happening.
Yeah.
Oh my God. By the way, this is the second Mark Levin segment on Fox. The first one, which was epic, which Goldie showed on the stream, is getting shared on Iranian social media. It's going viral. Like, Iranians are loving it. They have never seen such a powerful endorsement, such a powerful support from someone this influential on Trump. They've never seen such a passionate speech in defense of the Iranian people from an American politician. And that Mark Levin segment, they're loving it. Everybody is sharing that segment. So
it's big.
Amazing.
It's big. And this one is just as important. And, again, so for those of you who are tuning in, politicians don't just randomly post things on their Truth Social or like on their social media accounts. When a politician as important and as influential as the leader of the free world, when President Trump posts the link to an article or, media or whatever on his Truth Social, there's a reason for that, right? Oh, someone's asking if I am in favor of, yes, well, I'm 100%. I'm 100% in favor of the right to bear arms.
Yes.
An amendment. Yes, absolutely. We need to be armed to make sure that these Islamists can never take over our country again. 100% right to bear arms.
So,
big fan of that.
So just to be clear, me and Goldie, that's our vote. But obviously, what's in our constitution is going to be determined by
Referendum.
by the vote of the people and the representatives of our Shorei Ma'asasan. But me and Goldie's vote as two votes will be in favor of that. Yeah, but yeah,
exactly. Yeah, that's I'm just answering as like my personal opinion, right? Not on behalf of like Iran. So, but my personal opinion is I do think that something like the Second Amendment is incredibly critical, and yeah, we need that. So okay, so here we go. So now President Trump posted this last night, and I'm going to share with you the actual and here's the title.
Yes.
This is the title. It's crazy. I predict Trump will visit a free Iran, a free Havana, and a free Caracas before he leaves off. Could you imagine President Trump visiting Iran?
in Tehran.
Landing in Tehran? And he posted this. He posted this. So President Trump agrees. President Trump thinks that by the end, like within the next 3 years, he's going to be visiting a free Iran.
He should visit Takht Jamshid.
Honestly, if Americans, I'm warning you right now, if President Trump comes to Iran, he's going to stay for a long time because he's more popular in Iran than he is in America. So we might have to keep him for a while because he's more popular. But not like a hostage situation, more of just like a hospitality thing. Like, you know, we would just want to we would want to show him like all around. It would just be like a big party. It would just be a big party that never ends. So
yes, BB as well. We'll bring BB as well. Yeah, absolutely. I think BB is going to be more popular in Iran than in Israel as well.
Oh yeah. Oh, both Prime Minister Netanyahu and President Trump are definitely more popular in Iran. Oh my gosh, we need a Trump Tower in Tehran.
Yes, and we need a statue of Bibi Netanyahu in the so-called Palestine Square in Tehran, which we are renaming to Israel Square.
Yes,
as soon as we
for everything that's Palestine Square, Palestine Street, we're gonna rename all that. But yeah, Palestine Square is gonna be changed to Israel Square, 100%. I mean, again, this is our personal opinions. Personal opinions. We're not speaking on behalf of anyone, so. You know, don't assume that we're not speaking on behalf.
Well, not yet, because Goldie might have eventually become a representative in Iran.
I don't know about that.
Then she would be speaking.
Jeez, I don't know about that. But these are just like our own personal opinions. So, but I personally would love to see a Trump Tower in Tehran.
And don't forget Musk. Elon Musk should visit.
Iran, yeah, of course. Elon Musk has to build a Tesla factory there.
Oh yeah, of course.
We want a Tesla factory. Elon, if you're listening, we want a Tesla factory. We also want like a Starlink factory. And we also have like a lot of room in our deserts for like space. What is it called? The space thing? The rockets?
Oh,
space launch?
We're talking about Starlink, or you're talking
not
about
Starlink, the rocket one. What's the rocket one called? SpaceX.
SpaceX.
Elon, we have a lot of deserts for SpaceX. So you come and you do like SpaceX there as well. So Elon, we want Starlink factory, Tesla factory, and we want SpaceX. So.
By the way, thank you, Neil Bunny. I found the confirmation that Vance is on our site. Can I quickly show the headline?
Yes, go to that, and then that's huge.
Yeah. So here. Vance backed strikes on, not Iran, on Islamic Republic, arguing Trump must keep his word. Wow. Even if, guys, this makes the attack inevitable, in my opinion. If Vance is saying he must attack, then it's over. It's happening. It's coming. I don't know when exactly, but it's happening.
Wow.
This is the last person I thought would be on our side. Wow. I mean, he was against even the Houthi strikes. Remember the Signal Gate? He was even against the Houthi strikes, but now he's for this.
Okay. All right.
Porté et en
Fox News thinks I'm in Montreal.
Des t-shirts au sac, imprimez
I'm
tout
getting
vos
like
besoins sur
French language commercials.
Welcome back, America.
There we go.
Can you imagine, Mark Thiessen, a nation, Iran, they have 90 million people, very westernized prior to this Islamist revolution. This is really a counter-revolution to the Islamist revolution. And the free people of Persia, what they can contribute to the world, their culture. I mean, Americans need to understand this is a culture that goes back thousands of years. It is a wonderful culture, brilliant people who were used to Western values, people who were used to that kind of belief system, having this imposed on them. What could this be like, a free Persian people?
Well, first of all, just from a pure national interest perspective, it would mean that Iran is no longer a threat. I mean, this is a death cult of Shia radicals who want to get a nuclear weapon. You know, most countries want to get a nuclear weapon because they want to deter people from attacking them. So it's like a protection for their regime. These dictators want these weapons because no one will touch them if they have a nuclear weapon. The Shia radicals want to use it because their ideology is about bringing about the end times. And so I would, this is literally a death cult running a country, and they cannot be permitted to get a nuclear weapon. Every president in my lifetime since the Iranian Revolution has said that they will not be allowed to get a nuclear weapon. Only Donald Trump actually took action to destroy the nuclear program. But they can reconstitute it. They can reconstitute their ballistic missiles, their air defenses. They can start reconstituting it. We could take it out again. But the best way to deal with the problem is to help the Iranian people get rid of the regime, because then it won't be a threat. And then we'll have actually an ally in Iran. And imagine the transformation that will have taken place under Donald Trump if this happens. Syria is the regime of Bashar al-Assad gone, Hezbollah gone, Hamas destroyed, Iran a free and democratic country, and then let's expand beyond the Middle East. Venezuela could be a free democratic American ally that's working with us to reduce the price of oil and all the rest of it. And I think now that Venezuelan oil has come up, I bet you on Donald Trump's term, and by the time his term is over, Cuba will be a free country. Can you imagine? That is a democratic transformation of the world unseen since Ronald Reagan and the revolutions of 1989. And it could happen on Trump's watch. I'm going to predict on your show, and you can play it back if I'm right, and you can play it back if I'm wrong, that Donald Trump, before he leaves office, will visit a free Iran, a free Havana, and a free Caracas, and will be greeted as a hero in each one of those capitals.
And that's how you have a legacy for 1,000 years as a great statesman and leader, and the whole world treats you that way. He's already viewed that way in Israel. He's already viewed that way in many parts of the world. I agree with you. But I just wanted to add, I believe Donald Trump will do what he said he's going to do. That's the kind of man he is. I think he sees these videos. He knows exactly what's going on. People really need to pay attention to how he conducts himself, his head fakes and other things that he does, and so forth and so on. He's actually quite brilliant at dealing with this.
Yes.
But a free Iran means all that intelligence, all that human resources will be applied to science and technology, medicine, because the Persian people, this is what they're known for, rather than terrorism and nuclear weapons and so forth and so on. The possibilities are endless, are they not?
And not only that, it means we can finally pivot away from the Middle East. Why do we have troops in Qatar? Why do we have to send aircraft carriers to the Middle East? Because of Iran. If the Iranian regime is no more, and Iran is a free and democratic country allied with the United States, we can deploy those resources to the Caribbean. We can deploy those resources to the Pacific. We can focus all our money and attention and troops and weapons on deterring the Chinese communist regime from invading Taiwan and from threatening our interests. So every president has said, oh, we want to pivot from the Middle East. We're so tired of being tied down on the Middle East. Donald Trump could pivot away from the Middle East by ending this regime. And that would free up resources and free up taxpayer money. There's so many benefits.
And compare what Trump has done to what Biden left him. It's just night and day. It's so incredible, these two different belief systems.
Can I say something about this to our Iranian viewers?
Yeah.
Okay. So because the points that were made are exactly the points that you need to be making on social media, especially on X and in your rallies. I know the attack seems to be certain, the attack on the Islamic Republic, but we shouldn't leave even a half a percent of a chance, because even though Trump is right now on the right side, there are some people who are trying to remove the political capital for him to be able to do. And all the people who are trying to save the Islamic Republic in Washington are working overtime. And don't think that you are not important. You are all important. The attention to this topic gives more political capital to people who want to help us out, right? So it's very important for you guys, even though it seems that the attack is given, you cannot assume the attack is given, because if you assume that, a lot of you are going to stop working, you're going to go home, you're not going to join the rallies, and you're not going to be active on social media. Assume there's a chance that the attack is not going to happen, so that you could continue to putting maximum pressure on this. And it's very important that the points that were made in this video, that should be your focus. The messages should be in English, and it should be mostly directed at America. Even if you're not in America, it should be mostly directed at America, in front of US embassies, okay? And the messages and the chants, a lot of them has to be in English. A lot of the signs that you're holding needs to be in English, not in Persian. Some of the chants that you're making need to be in English, not in Persian. On social media, you need to be more active in English, not in Persian. And the points that you're making should be a copy of the points that were made in the clip that Goldie was made. This should not be focused on asking America or Israel to come save us, to feel sad for the Iranian people. That is not the winning argument. The winning argument is that this benefits America. I mean, Israelis know that this benefits Israel, so, but mostly America. Okay, you need to show them that if they want to pivot away from the Middle East, the Iranian people are their best investment. If they want to save money, trillions of dollars, if the Islamic Republic falls and the Iranian people elect bring Pahlavi back and then elect a pro-American, pro-Israeli government, that is, and I'm not exaggerating, this is going to save trillions of dollars of American taxpaying money. And if you want to remember these points, just watch that clip over and over again and try to come up with simple English explanations on social media and in the rallies to English-speaking audience, especially in America, for why this is a win-win. This is not just for the Iranian people. This is for America. This is good for America. Focus on that. Be active on X. Go into the rallies. Focus on English.
I agree. And for us Iranians, the job is not done until King Reza Pahlavi steps foot in Iran, right? So it's not just about the strike. It's about making sure that King Reza Pahlavi returns to Iran as the transitional leader, because there are a lot of people who are trying to take over the revolution. They're trying to impose themselves as the so-called leader, but we cannot allow that to happen. So it's our job to push on and push forward until His Royal Highness King Reza Pahlavi steps foot in Iran as the leader of the transitional government, right? So I want to point that out as well.
Exactly.
That's very, very important. So
exactly.
We cannot back down until that happens. Okay. I wanted to share something with our viewers for a little bit, if you don't mind. Then we can go to some news, guys. So let me pull this up. So a lot of Iranians, guys, a lot of Iranians, watch Iran Revolution live. They're here with all of you. Most of them, silent majority, let's say, they're watching. They're loving all of your comments and support. So over the weekend, we found out that at many of these demonstrations, at these pro-Iran rally demonstrations, apparently Iranians were playing Bapish at the demonstrations. So I asked my fellow Iranians to send some videos and some footage, and I just want to share a few of those with you. So now you guys get to see Iranians Bapishing at demonstrations. So I got a few for you. So this is Sydney. So that's just a short clip, but I have some more. This is Sydney. Okay, so this is a different angle. Oh, and look, you can even see Bapishman. You can see Feridun Farrokhzad there as well, right? So someone was even holding a sign with an image of Feridun Farrokhzad. That's it. So there's that one. Guys, that was the whole clip. The clips are short. I wish they were longer. If anyone has like full footage, let me know. But like I'm getting people responding. So someone's saying like, so they played it in Berlin. We have the video. Okay, so where's the video? Okay. Can you please share the video? All right. So I'm trying to get more Bapish videos for you guys. It was also played in Vancouver. So I need to like get it. I know it was played in London. Brisbane. So it was played in Brisbane as well. Vancouver, San Francisco. And then let me get some more footage for you. Okay, so here's another angle of the Sydney one. I don't think, no, guys, we didn't start Bapish. Bapish is one of our most classic revolution songs. So we did not start the Bapish movement. We're here sharing with you what Iranians have been playing. So we just love the fact that that you love it as well. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get some more. But there you go. So there's a few Bapish videos for you guys. So it's being played all over. These are in front of different buildings. So there you go. All right, Armin, over to you.
I have a video. Sorry, I have cough, so I'm taking cough candy. So, but I have to take that out when I'm speaking. So I have a video that has sounds of bullets passing by when people are protesting. So just listen to this. Did you hear the sound at the sound at the beginning? What is like? Listen to this again. It's crazy. These are evidence that they are using real bullets to target people. I have a video of people in Winnipeg showing up to protest at minus 35 degrees Celsius. I don't know what is that in American Fahrenheit. Okay, so that's minus 35 degrees Celsius. And wait, is that, yeah, okay. Is that Celsius? No, that can't be Celsius. That's too cold. Okay, so I think it's Fahrenheit. So yeah, this is Winnipeg.
Oh yeah, it is. It is minus 35. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? Minus 35? That can't be right.
No, it is right. I'm telling you, it is right. It's minus 35.
Celsius?
Yeah, Winnipeg is freezing.
Oh my God. What the hell? Okay. But look at the number of people who showed up. I have a really bad news. So, guys, I just want to show how barbaric the regime is. No videos, no gruesome videos or anything. It's just the headline news. Okay, so just brace yourselves, please. Again, we're gonna be strong here together. Okay, so so teenager among Iranian protesters were sexually assaulted in custody. Right group says 2 people detained in a Kermanshah, including a 16-year-old, tell the group they were subjected to sexual abuse during arrest with the batons. So if you actually go into the article, so sexual abuse with the batons. So one of them was 16 years old. Just wanted to let you know the monsters that these people are.
Yeah.
One of the
they use they've always used sexual violence against Iranian freedom fighters and protesters. So this is very common, unfortunately. Yeah.
I'm not gonna go. Yeah, never mind. So this is one of the videos. This is good. So این خروش آریایی. This is the roar of the Aryans. And by the way, before anybody gets offended, the word Aryan means something different from to us Iranians, to what the Nazis were talking about. Okay, so don't get offended just because the Nazis changed the meaning of that word. We're not responsible for that. Okay, that's your own. That's the Nazis' problem. Okay, the word Aryan means the noble people. It doesn't refer to blood. It doesn't refer to DNA. It refers to a set of values. It refers to a language. It refers to a culture, and it's something pure and beautiful. It's the Nazis that changed the meaning of that word into something vile and disgusting. Iran means the land of the Aryans. Okay, so if you want to get offended by this, I don't give a, you know what. So she's chanting. This is the roar of the Aryans. So watch this. Wait, what was the first part? Oh, sorry. Let me turn this off. Sorry about that. What was the first part? What Kurosh?
I didn't catch the first part, but something Kurosh.
Something Cyrus. Bashad Jahan Kurosh. Guys, if you understand this, please let me know in the chat. In Iranian. Ine Khurush Aryai. This is the roar of the Aryan. Oh, Farzandan Kurosh. So he's saying we are. I think she's saying we are the children of Cyrus the Great. Farzandan. So let's listen to it again. Farzandan Kurosh. We are basically we are the children of Cyrus the Great. Cyrus. Guys, you hear the power in her voice when she says Aryai means Aryan. This is the roar of the Aryans. Javid Shah. Whoa. That is so powerful. That is so powerful. Another picture. Yeah, go on, Goldie.
I
You want
also
to say
just
something?
wanted, yeah, I just wanted to say, this is also like when we say that our Iranian national revolution, we're also decolonizing from Islam and we are reclaiming our Iranian
Yes.
identity and heritage. This is what we're talking about, right? So she's saying this is, you know, we are the descendants of Cyrus. We're not the descendants of Muhammad, right? We're the descendants of Cyrus the Great, the founder of the Persian Empire. And you know, this is the roar of Aryans. Aryans meaning the land of Aryans, right? Because that's what Iran means.
Yes.
Iran is a word that has existed for thousands of years before Islam was invented. So Iran
Yes.
actually has nothing to do with Islam. That's actually why when the Islamic dictatorship took over our country and occupied our country in 1979, they actually changed the name of our country because the country used to be called Iran. Then they changed it. Now it's called the Islamic Republic of Iran, which makes no sense, right? Because they're just like they're counterintuitive, right? So that's why we are reclaiming our Iranian identity, and you know our country's name is Iran, and that's why she's saying, you know, this is the roar of the Aryans, because the Aryan people, that's the Persian people, Iranian people, we are reclaiming our identity from our Islamic colonizers, and you know we're decolonizing. That's basically what it is. Can you play that
And by the
again?
way, yes, let's do that. I love her. I love her.
Really good.
By the way, guys, my name Armin means the guardian of the Aryan land. So that's what Armin means. Let's go to
Armin, someone just sent me a 10-second clip from Vancouver. They were playing Bapiche in Vancouver. I just sent it to your WhatsApp.
Oh, really? Oh my God, this is okay. Let me download
10-second clip.
Getting it right now. Download. Okay, got it. Here.
There we go. It's short, but it's there.
Bapiche.
So there you go. So even in Vancouver, everyone was Bapishing in Vancouver. There you go.
Everyone's by the way, it was Goldie that turned Bapiche into a verb. Okay, Bapiche is not a verb, but Goldie, by saying Bapishing, she turned it into a verb.
It is what it is.
Right.
We're all Bapishing.
It is. Yes. That's good. No, I love it. I love it.
I have to leave in like 5 minutes. I'll be here. I'm just gonna like go on mute because I actually have a phone interview with Sean Hannity.
Oh, well, say that again.
I have a phone interview with Sean Hannity.
Guys, do you know what this means? This means Goldie is going to be listened to by Trump. Because Sean Hannity is Trump's favorite segment on Fox.
It's only radio, though. It's not like a TV segment.
That's still crazy. That is amazing. Guys, this is why we're so lucky to have Goldie. Look how far she's getting our message. The voice of the Iranian people. This is like gold. This is why we have to appreciate having such a powerful voice. Look how far our message is getting. Thank you, Goldie. That's amazing.
Oh, thank you. It's
massive.
People are asking. It's going to be radio, and apparently, it's going to air at 4:00. So it's for his 4:00 prime time show. But I'm doing the interview before that, so it's pre-taped.
I'm sure once he hears what you have to say, he's going to bring you for the TV segment as well. Once he hears your voice and sees how passionate you are, I think he's going to realize that you should be on TV as well.
Wow. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, that was the other piece of big news that you missed last night, because I told everyone last night that
Guys, we should start a campaign to get Goldie into, like, you know, the biggest people on Fox or whatever. Like, we should like make a tweet and then tag her. No, you don't. And then like you guys should retweet it so that we get the attention. So for example, we could, like, I could make a post by tagging a certain person and then tagging Goldie, requesting so and so to have Goldie on, and then we could start a campaign where you all go repost it, and then that way we could get the attention of more people. No? Yeah, let's do that. That's huge. That is huge, Goldie.
Thank you.
You're one step away from Trump. I mean, I think he might have already seen you, by the way, Trump. I think he might have already seen you.
President Trump, if you're seeing this, we love you. God bless America.
Yeah.
So
yeah. People are saying that's a great plan. We should identify the most important people that Goldie could talk to and start a campaign for each one of them. And then we could share that.
They're saying that Sean Hannity has over 2 million listeners a day. Oh, that's so cool.
He's big. Sean Hannity is
I know, he's huge. He's huge.
He's huge. Hell yeah.
I mean, Glenn Beck is also huge, and I've spoken with Glenn Beck twice. So
yes.
But Sean Hannity,
but Hannity and Mark Levin, they are the closest influential to Trump.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what's happening. I'm waiting for them to call me. And no, guys, I'm not gonna do the backstage thing. I'm not gonna do the backstage thing. I did that with the other radio interview. That one was like a smaller radio interview.
Let her focus.
That's fine.
Guys, let her focus on this. Yeah.
This one I'll just do it, and then you guys are just gonna have to wait, and you're gonna have to hear it. You're gonna have to hear it at 4 p.m. whenever it goes live. Yeah, could you imagine if President Trump posted Bapish on his social? That would be so good.
Trump in Azadi Square going like this. You know how he does that, saying Bapish in Azadi Square in Tehran, going Bapish. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we could take his YMCA video and just like put Bapish over it, right?
Oh, it will happen for real. We don't have to change it.
Yeah, there you go. But okay.
Amazing.
All right, so I'm gonna leave you to it. It's gonna be about 15 minutes. I'll be here, but I'm just gonna have I'm gonna have my mic muted and my audio muted.
I have another video of a mother going through, some of the. Yeah. Okay.
I think it's important to share all that. Yeah.
Okay. I will do that.
I'll see you guys in 15, 20 minutes.
See you. Oh my God. Come tell us what happened. Yep. Okay. All right. So we have to go through some things that might be difficult to watch. But before I show that, let me start with something less difficult to watch. So this
Wait, never mind. I got the time wrong. It's at 1:30.
Oh.
So I still have half an hour, but you continue.
Okay, so this is the burial ceremony for one of the people who died. Let me actually see where this is from. Sohail sent me this. And also Sarah confirmed it. So this is the burial ceremony for Javidnam Ali Khalidi در شهرستان in the city of Lordagan. And they had, by the way, guys, just a month ago, this was unimaginable. They had the lion and sun flag at his burial ceremony. So let's watch this. So these types of acts shows that the Iranian people, they know who the murderers are, and they know what they want. And these are more and more proof that not that anybody here doubted it, but the regime narrative of what's happening is false. Wanted to share the picture of one of the people who was murdered and taken away from us during the revolution. She's a medical student. She was a medical student. Let me see, where's her name? Because we need to know her name. So he'll send me this. Yeah. So this is Aida Haidari, a medical student at Tehran University. That's the university I went to for a few years. Murdered in cold blood by Khamenei. So that's her. And then let me remove this. Oh, this is a picture that is going viral. So this is the last picture that he ever took. This is Siavash Shirzad, murdered by the Islamic Republic, and this is the last picture that he took of himself before going to the protests. You can see the passion in his eyes, and this is what he said: "I'm going to the protests. This is the celebration of our revolution's victory. Trump has promised that he won't leave us alone. I'm going." So that's what he posted with this. Trump, again, listen to this. This is his last hope. This is his last message before he went. Was his picture, and he said, and he was killed, murdered. Trump has promised that he won't leave us alone. So let me just show you a couple of videos. So the caption here says directly shooting. So this is a video evidence of the regime forces directly shooting at the people. So let's watch that. So the woman who's recording this from the top, she's saying "Be sharafo," like dishonorable people, bastards. So she's recording them shooting at the people, which are supposedly somewhere around here. So watch this. So, and there's a video that I'm not going to show, but Sarah wanted me to mention it, and there's a reason. I'm not going to explain why we're not showing it, but there's a woman. There's a legal reason why we're not showing it. Okay, so if anybody sees that video, don't share it. Okay, and one day I will explain to you why. But there was a woman during as part of the Iranian diaspora protests in support of Iranians inside Iran. There was a mother in the middle of the protests, and while she was protesting in support of the Iranian people, as an Iranian herself, she in the posters that they were holding of the people who had died, she sees the picture of her own son and his name, and she only realizes in the protests that her son just died by seeing the pictures that they're holding, and she starts crying and falling on the ground. So I'm not showing that video. There's a reason that I'm not going to discuss here, but if you see it, you know what I'm talking about. So imagine realizing that your son has been killed, but while participating in the protest, and seeing people holding the pictures of the Javidnams who gave their lives. There's another video, and this is the one that I was talking about. That might.
I thought it was her brother, Armin. When I saw it, it was like Barodaram. I thought it was her brother.
But let me see what Sarah is saying. Is it? Maybe you're right. So sorry about that. Let me see.
But I know the video that you're talking about.
You know? Okay. I'll tell you. Oh yes. I'm sorry. Yes, it was her brother. You're right. I'm so sorry. You're right. Thank you for fixing that. Thank you. And Goldie, if you want, I will tell you on WhatsApp why we're not sharing that.
Yeah, sure. That would be good, because I haven't shared that either.
Okay. So this is the next video is hard to watch. So fair warning here. All the dead bodies have been blurred, but some of the messaging here is educational, and we showed a similar video to this one on our last stream, but this is not, even though this is similar, it's not the same one. Okay, it's not the same one. And if you guys want, we will re-show that one again, because that one had a very powerful message at the end of it as well. So let's go. So, this is in Kahrizak. So these are the family members going up and trying to identify their loved ones and picking their bodies of their loved ones. So she's saying, Mr. Doctor, please, her mother is killing her mother, or her or his mother is killing herself. Please come and do something. So the woman that is holding the camera is somebody just walking around trying to help the family members of the people who are looking for the body of their loved ones. And he's saying, oh, doctor, please, his sister or her brother is going to kill herself. Please come help so that we could take this out. What? I think she's saying, like, come help take this out. I think something about blood spilling, I think. She's saying Toro Khoda. Toro Khoda means for God's sake. Please come take this out. His mother is going to kill herself. For God's sake. Please, miss, please. The family is killing themselves. Please come help and take this body out. So she's saying, is this your body? Does this body belong to you? The woman is saying. She's saying, yes. So she's saying, like, God, look, this is the end. It's the end of times here. Come look. Wait. There's an important message at the 40-second mark that I missed. Guys, this is the part that many people might not pay attention, but Sohail... Okay, I don't know if you guys heard that. Okay, before I translate that part, while she's speaking, there's a man that gave a comment. Okay, I know a lot of guys, please don't judge what I'm about to translate. I know a lot of people here believe in God. Don't keep the judgments to yourself. Okay, I'm just translating what's happening, and I don't want you guys to, in the chat, to be judging what that man said. Okay, I just want you to understand the atmosphere and what people are feeling in the moment. Okay, so she's going around and begging people for God's sake, come do this. And there's a man. I don't know if you guys, Iranians in the chat, did you catch that? The man behind her recording said, "Mage Khodayam hast," meaning that does a God even exist? Like, you're saying, for God's sake, come do this, and the man witnessing all of this chaos, all of this evil, he says, because he can't, he says, does a God even exist in that moment, which shows the level of brutality and evil that they're witnessing. So watch this again. No, don't judge or anything. Is there a God anyway? Does a God even exist? So she keeps saying, for God's sake, come take this body away. مگه خدایی وجود داره. مگه خدایی هم وجود داره. Does a God even exist? Saying, dear miss, please come, and they're killing themselves. The family is killing themselves. She's saying like Mali Shamas means is it yours? She say yes. Come here, this one. And she say like Bibin Qiyamat, look, it's the end of times here. Guys, you also pay attention to the audio in the background. You see the people crying and screaming. Keep paying attention to it. Yeah, by the way, Torah Khoda is just a habit. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, somebody saying Torah Khoda, like saying for God's sake, is just a habit of people, what people say. But that guy behind took it literally, and he was basically saying, what do you mean by God? Basically, where is God? There is no God. Look around you.
خودشون میکشن بیاین این نگاه کن برداریم جنازه رو ببریم مال شما آره اینا ببین قیامت اینجا بیا تو رو حضرت ساما یعنی چه میگه بیاین اینجا میگه بیاین اینجا
So wait, what did they say?
ساما یعنی چه میگه بیاین اینجا
So she's trying to tell the family that the other woman is saying to bring the body to the other side. She's saying they're killing, they're not showing any mercy. So here she says Ya Hussein. Just understand that a lot of people in Iran who say Ya Hussein, it's just a figure of speech. Doesn't necessarily mean that they believe in Hussein. Remember yesterday when somebody just as a habit. Remember in the video from a similar video that I showed you yesterday when somebody said Ya Hussein, the mother who was looking for the body of her child, she said, I shit on Hussein. I shit on Ali and Hussein. Remember that? So Hussein is basically the grandson of Muhammad. And for Muslims, he's the most important person in Shia Islam. And they won't admit this, but he's more important than Allah and Muhammad. He's number one in Shia Islam. Number one in Shia Islam is Hussein. Number two is Ali. Number three is Fatima. And Allah and Muhammad are a distant fourth and fifth, a very distant fourth and fifth, right? And Shias would not admit that, but that's reality. Okay, I can't make what she's saying because she's screaming. Something about her mother.
Yeah.
So she's saying, come from this way. Come from this way. It's so hard to walk around because there's so many bodies on the floor and they're trying not to step on the bodies. I think she's speaking in another language. It's not Persian. Is this Turkish, guys? Or Kurdish? Guys, the crime of these people were they wanted their freedom. Turkish, it was Turkish. So I can't translate this part because she's speaking Turkish. Oh, a man just came to her and said like,
آخیرا با یا حسین پیدا
So a man came to her, just said that he can't find the body that he's looking for. So apparently a man, he's asking around because he doesn't know how to find the body. Because guys, a lot of the body bags are not labeled, right? So a lot of these family members are forced to just keep on unzipping the body bags and look for, like, the responsibility is now on the family members to keep. Imagine like going, like being a father looking for the body of your daughter and having to go through like 100 or 200 body bags, unzipping each one of them, looking at their faces until one of them is the face of your daughter. So a lot of people don't even know how to do this. So this man just came to this woman and said, like, I don't know where to find the body, like the body he's looking for. And she was reassuring her. She was like, it will be it will be found. It will be found. Go ask over there.
آخیرا با یا حسین پیدا بشه صداش قسمش بده پیدا بشه قسمش بده پیدا بشه قسمش بده پیدا بشه اینجا زده دو تا برو بله
So saying Ilahi Qurbanat Baram, like my life for you is a Persian saying. It's an endearing, like it's a way to. He's saying man beram bemiram. He says like I want to go die. I should go die. Somebody says just go sit over there. Man beram bemiram dige means I should just go die. Basically, the guy witnessing this, he doesn't want to live anymore. He says like I should just go die.
Okay.
Anyways,
I also want to make it clear that, the things that they're saying, it doesn't mean that Iranians have given up. They actually have not given up. This is just like
no.
This is just like, things they say in mourning, like in grief, right? But Iranians have not given up and the fight continues. So
that's a very important point, Goldie. Thank you so much for adding that. That was important to say. Thank you.
Yeah. So Iranians haven't given up. It's just things people say in grief. But I have some interesting news for you, Armin. So
yes,
apparently, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said in the Israeli parliament, no one can predict what will happen in Iran, but this country will never return to the way it was before the protests. If the Islamic Republic makes a mistake and attacks us, we will act against them with a force they have never seen before.
What do you make of this?
I think that this is sort of lining up with what President Trump and everyone else is saying about regime change. I think that's what Prime Minister Netanyahu was hinting at. He's saying no one can predict what's going to happen, right? But the country will never return to the way it was before the protests. So what he's saying is that the Islamic dictatorship is done. That's how I read this. And I mean, he is right about no one being able to predict the future because none of us can predict the future. But I think he's sending a very strong signal here.
Can attack us, we will act against them with a force they have never seen before.
Thank you.
Because this seems to also suggest that the news about the Islamic Republic planning a preemptive strike against Israel, it seems those rumors were true. It's confirming those rumors.
Yeah.
So guys, Israelis, stay safe. Because the Islamic Republic might want to attack Israel before, You go on, and then I will say after.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, do you see how savagely they behave towards Iranians? So just think about that. When that's how savage they are towards the Iranian people, they don't care about anyone else, right? When that's how they treat us, right? There you go. They're savage. I did not crack a beer. I cracked a bubbly. My carbonated water.
Right.
There you go. So I want to share that. And then okay, here's something funny. Just
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yes, because I just wanted to also add the reason why the Islamic Republic might want to do a preemptive attack is because they're understanding the Islamic Republic. So this is my reading of this. Okay, an attack by United States and Israel is coming. So I think Israel is trying to make it, is bluffing here by not bluffing, playing mind games by kind of making it seem that they won't attack if the Islamic Republic doesn't attack. Because if the Islamic Republic's calculation is that, okay, both United States and Israel are going to be attacking anyways. But the reason why they haven't attacked yet is because Israel doesn't have enough defense around it compared to what they had during the 12-day war, right? The reason why they delayed the attack was because Israel requested to the United States to hold off on the attack until there are more military assets around the region, right? Especially because of what happened in Venezuela. We don't have enough American military assets around the Middle East. That's why the attack was delayed a bit. So Islamic Republic, in their mind, they might be thinking, well, if an attack is going to happen anyways, so shouldn't we be attacking Israel before all of this military asset is around us? So this is why they're getting this warning from Israel to maybe get some of the people within the Islamic Republic the calculations that if we don't attack Israel, an attack might not happen at all. There's still a chance that an attack might not happen at all. So let's not attack. So I think right now in the Islamic Republic, there are two groups fighting with each other. Some people who are saying, let's not attack Israel, because if we don't attack Israel, maybe an attack will not happen at all. But if we do attack Israel, then they will definitely attack us. And there's another group inside the Islamic Republic who say, no, you crazy. They are going to attack us. So we should do it early before all of these military assets have already arrived. So I think, and Netanyahu is trying to get the first group to have some upper hand by putting out this message.
Guys, I know 2C TV is going live in 5 minutes, but he's speaking about Greenland. So we're not going to go to 2C TV. But I mean, you guys are more than welcome. I mean, unless Armin, if you want to break, we could, but he's not speaking about Iran. So yeah, if you guys want to watch 2C TV on Greenland, you're more than welcome to go to his live. But because he's not streaming about Iran, there's no point in us streaming it because it's Iran Revolution Live. Armin, do you know the band Disturbed?
No, but the point that you make, can I just make it? That's a very good point that you make. Can I just, before you say that, show something to people?
Yeah.
Because the European Parliament just put a poll out that I think all of you should go answer. The thing, which topic interests you the most? So they had the original post. The 2026 is proving to be an eventful year. All this and more on Parliament's agenda for the first session of the year. See the full agenda. And then they ask, which topic interests you the most? And you can see that already 66,000 people have voted. And 98% have voted violence in Iran, and Greenland is only getting 1%. Okay, so this is I want to. Should I share that in the chat so you guys could go vote as well? I want to share.
Yeah. Put it in the chat.
All right, so I'm gonna put it in the chat so you guys could go
put it
vote
in my chat too.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. Thank you.
And I'm gonna repost it as well. All right, 98%. Isn't that amazing? Like, look, Greenland got 1%. Okay, so let's go back to Goldie.
So there's a very famous rock metal band called Disturbed. Everyone knows who Disturbed is, like in the rock metal scene. Like it's huge. They're huge, right? Anyway, so he put out a message. So let's hear his message first.
The strength and perseverance of the Iranian people are inspiring beyond words. We wish them all the strength that they need to finish what they started, to finally achieve freedom, and for the region to hopefully finally see a real peace. We support you, we stand by you, and we hope that the evil that has been subjugating you, that has been oppressing you for so long, is finally overthrown for your own.
So he put out this message yesterday, and then like I just made a post. Like I didn't tag him, I didn't tag Disturbed, nothing. But I wrote, Disturbed is literally one of my favorite bands ever. I've been to their concerts with my sister in the past. Seeing this message from him supporting the Iranian people makes me kind of emotional. I can't wait to go to a Disturbed concert in Tehran when Iran is free.
Oh,
And then Javad Dud.
no way.
Yeah. So he's like, when Iran is finally free, there's nothing I'd like more than to perform there one day. May that day come soon.
That's amazing. Repost that. Repost
I did.
it.
I repost, like I quoted it. I quoted it.
Quoted it, yes. Okay.
That's why it doesn't show, because when you like quote post something, it doesn't show.
Yeah.
But I literally quote posted him. So
that's sweet.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
So that someone broke that news to me live last night.
Yes.
And I think I pretty much froze for like a minute. Like I was just like this for a minute. Because he's literally one of it, like Disturbed, literally one of my favorite bands, ever.
Yeah.
And
Unlike
so I was just like this frozen for like a minute. People thought that like the camera was frozen. They thought like the live stream was glitching. Because I was just like this, not moving. So there you go.
Can we? You said not to say anything about anybody in Washington, but can we say something like, unlike Pink Floyd? Can I say that, because they're not politicians?
That's fine. I don't care about Roger Water. He can burn in hell for all I care.
Okay, guys. Yeah. Pink Floyd is not welcome in Iran once we're free.
Pink Floyd is banned.
Banned in Iran. Banned from Iran. Yes.
Pink Floyd is canceled for their disgusting comments. Disturbed 100%. Pink Floyd, we don't want you. Like the audacity, I haven't even spoken about him, but the audacity to think that you can speak over like Iranian people while like our people are being like massacred. Bisharaf.
Yeah. Disgusting. People are dying, asking for their king back, and he's like, they don't want their king back. They don't Pahlavi back.
I said, who are you? Who are you to even talk about it? Like leave our country's name out of your like communist jihadi mouth, Roger Water.
Exactly.
We only like Dave and Disturbed and J.K. Rowling.
Oh, I think Sahar is here.
Oh, cool.
Is he? Sahar TV is here. Where? I'm not seeing it.
All right, I'm gonna get my call very soon, Armin. So you're gonna have to take over the chat, the live stream, and then I'll be back in like 15 or so ish minutes. Wish me luck.
Good. Well, you don't need it, but good luck. She doesn't need it. She does. You guys agree? She doesn't need it. Let me actually quickly show you this. Let's watch this together. 1 second. 1 second. Sorry. All right. So let's just watch this for a second, because this just came out only 3 hours ago, and I really want to see what the latest takes on the situation in Iran is right now. Let me give it a like. So just listen to this. I'll be away for 30 seconds because I have a washroom in my office, so it won't take long. So I'll just be away for just 1 minute tops. But I'll listen to this while I'll be right back. Okay. Let me know if you have audio.
All right. It is 9 minutes after the top of the.
Do you guys have the audio? This is an important segment that we need to listen to. The audio is good. Yeah, people are saying she's gonna nail it. Yeah, we know it. Yeah, people are saying she doesn't need luck. Yep. The audio is good? Yes, okay. So let's go.
hour, and the president of Iran is warning the United States that any attacks on their supreme leader could constitute an all-out war, as President Trump calls for an end to the Ayatollah's reign.
So, Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yingst all over this. He joins us from Tel Aviv with the latest. Hey, Trey.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. Over the weekend, Iran's supreme leader continued to attack President Trump and the United States of America. The Ayatollah Khamenei addressed a crowd on Saturday that was chanting death to America and death to Israel as he called President Trump a criminal. The remarks, which were broadcast on state-controlled media, followed a slew of X posts where he falsely claimed the U.S. orchestrated the mass killing and chaos in Iran.
We consider the U.S. president a criminal for the casualties, damage.
Wait, before we listen to this criminal. Oh my God, Sahar TV is actually here. Guys, Sahar TV is actually in our chat. Oh my God, Sahar, can you email me? I would love to have you on air. My email is armin.navabi@gmail.com. Here, hold on. Here, look at this. Guys, it's the official Sahar TV. Guys, if you're not subscribed to Sahar TV, I don't know what you're doing. Oh my God, he's saying, Armin, brother, love your stuff. What an honor. Guys, there's a celebrity in the chat. He's saying he loves my stuff. Oh my God. Oh, the chat is... my chat and Goldie's chats are mixed, so I don't know how to... All right, guys. Wow, guys, I'm starstruck. Hold on, I'm starstruck. Let me email me. This is my email, armin.navabi@gmail.com. And I will send you a link to, if you want to, no pressure, but if you want to join us, I would be honored to have you on right now. Armin fangirling Sahar is so effing cute. Wait, where is he? Is he still here? Emailing you. He said emailing you. Let me send him the link. Oh my God. Hold on, Sahar TV is here. Guys, we might actually have Sahar TV on here. Come, email. Give me the email. Guys, other people don't email me because I want to make sure I don't miss this email. So it's armin.navabi. Oh, it is. It's here. Guys, let me just send him the link to to StreamYard. Hello. He said hello. Okay. Is he going to show up? I just sent him a link to StreamYard. Sahar is in Persian. Sahar means morning. Does that mean the same thing for you guys in Israel? For us in Persian, it means morning. Oh, in Hebrew it means moon. Moon for Israelis, but morning for... So I sent him the link. Is he going to come up? Guys, wish Goldie was here. I'm sure Goldie will be back. Oh my God. Hi.
How you doing?
Good. Oh my God. Hi. You're my hero. Huh?
You're my hero. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. And thank you for everything you do, man. Thank you so much for everything you do. You're such a treasure.
Do you see the title under my name?
Javid Shah. Javid Shah. Oh my guys, if you don't know who Sahar TV is, first of all, what's wrong with you? How could you not know that? Second of all, go subscribe to his channel immediately. I have learned so much from you about Israel and about Israel's history. You have been such a both educational and inspirational for me. So I can't believe that I'm talking to you. So thank you for being here.
Thank you. Let me just transfer your screen because I have a teleprompter and I can't see you. I can see you here, but I don't want to look here when I talk to you. So just a sec.
Okay.
Output video. Okay, let's try this.
Oh, Goldie.
She's on the call.
She's on the phone. She's on the call with Hannity from Fox News.
Oh, awesome! Wow, I love this guy. Just a sec.
yeah.
Let me see if I can transfer it here. This is so confusing.
Guys,
So many screens. Hold on.
Sad. It's okay. Take all the time you need. I'm just looking at the chat, people.
Come on, where's my mouse? Is oh, there it is. Okay, now let me take this here.
Okay. He probably has like 10 screens in front of him. He's a professional.
I actually do. I have my main one. I have my small one for the chat. I have my teleprompter, and I have a small one to make sure that I can see what's going on. It's crazy. But now I'm gonna look down. I'm gonna look down. How you doing?
Good. How are you? How have you been, man?
I'm very good. I've been trying to post as much content as I possibly can about the Iranian people, about your fight. I love the fact that you guys are live all the time, updating people, giving all the information needed. I think it's super crucial what you guys are doing. And of course, listen, the funny thing is about the whole thing is that my name is Sahar TV. Now, Sahar TV is a channel in Iran. I think it belongs to the Islamic Republic of Iran. They use it to, I think, air propaganda. It's called Sahar TV. So it's funny that my channel is now airing anti-Iranian government stuff, and I'm fighting the actual Sahar TV,
Really? I didn't know that. That's interesting. Okay.
Any updates coming from Iran? Do you want to update me about anything?
Well, yeah, I mean, we're getting a lot of updates. The people, I'm not going to give you the bad news, right? So tell me, do you want the good news, the bad news, the foreign pressure news? We're getting some bad news. A lot of Iranians are very, very optimistic about what's going to happen. Because especially, I don't know if you saw the TV hack that happened yesterday, right? So that because that happened at the time that we needed it the most, because there were some people within Iran that thought that maybe this was also just some people. A lot of people were saying that the revolution is definitely ongoing and we're still going to go fight, but just in the moment that some people thought that maybe the world has abandoned us, we had a TV hack on all major channels in Iran with the message that the world sees you and help is on the way and keep fighting. So that was such a boost of energy to the Iranian people exactly when we needed it the most. So that was, I don't know who did that. I think it might have been you guys. Was it? You can tell me. Nobody's watching.
I hope it was us, so we can contribute a little bit. I just want to say, we have seen from history that if Trump says, "Oh no, we're halting the attack," or "No, we're not doing anything," we've seen that the Israelis and the Americans like to fool their enemies many times. They like to say, "Oh no, we're not attacking anymore," but then they prepare and send ships. Tricking our enemies is something that's in our blood, and I have no doubt in my mind, in my heart, that the people of Iran are going to be liberated. Hopefully, I wish this week, next week tops, because I know it's probably discouraging to keep fighting, to die by the tens of thousands of people. It's for sure discouraging, but if there's anything I can do to help you spread the message, if there's anything you want to share with me, anything you want me to share, please.
Yes.
I would love to help you because I feel like our people are so similar. I feel like our histories are so similar. And that's why you're seeing such a grand support from the Israeli people. But for me, it's more personal than this. It's more personal. I talk to so many people on my OMI TV ventures. I talk to so many Iranians, but they tell me never share me because I'm scared I'll get arrested, I'll get in trouble, I'll get hunted. I can't do that. So I know I spoke to so many loving people, and I feel like they're my family. So as long as it takes, I will never abandon the Iranian people. Never. Doesn't matter how long it takes. Months, years, I'll keep posting about you guys because I do love you. I do love you. And don't be discouraged because we'll keep fighting for you. Talogan will keep fighting for you. I will keep fighting for you. ARMIN, which I have no doubt you'll keep fighting for them. Goldie and a lot of amazing people. Tusi TV, which I love so much. All of you guys are incredible, really.
And we will return the favor. The Iranian people love Israel. We just went through 47 years of trying to of a occupying force that try to make us forget our bond, our 2,500-year-old bond between the nation of Iran and the nation of Israel. We have so much shared history. We have so much shared values. We have this. We share we share the same enemies. And I truly believe, and I don't think this is an exaggeration, I don't think any two nations share the bond that the nation of Iran and the nation of Israel share with each other. There's no other two nations that share the bond that we have. I mean, it's a 2,500-year-old bond, right? So they try to make us forget that bond, but we're going back to our roots, and we're going to, imagine all the work that we could be doing with each other. And we will never forget the Israeli people. I mean, even before all of this happened, after October 7th, the more the world was turning against Israel, everybody saw Iranian people were becoming more and more pro-Israeli and remembering the alliance that we had with each other. But now we see that Israelis are also returning the favor, and we are grateful. We are so grateful, and we will never forget. We will never forget. Israel was part of this revolution as well, and this is only what the Israeli people are doing right now, because we see the protests, we see the passion, we see the messages coming from Israel asking their government to do something. We see all of you. We see you, Sarah TV. We see everything you're doing. We're gonna be celebrating you as a hero. Hopefully, I'll get to see you in Tehran one day, and we're gonna welcome you as a hero.
I'm planning every opportunity I get to say it, I say it. I'm planning to go to Iran as soon as it's possible. And by the way, I think a lot of Israelis and a lot of Jews that are not able to go to Iran right now will take this opportunity. But I just have one criticism, and if people keep saying this in the comments that I keep bitching about this. Kabab kubide, okay, guys, we have to talk about kabab kubide. Everything is good. Fesenjoon is in my blood. I love Fesenjoon, okay? I love gourmet sabzi, my favorite. But kabab kubide disappointed me 3 different opportunities. If somebody can make me good kabab kubide for me to actually change my experience, please be my guest. Because I do like Iranian food, but this one is just different. I don't know. It doesn't fit.
Kabab kubide is the best. You probably didn't have the good. They didn't do it right. Kabab kubide. Okay. When we go to Iran, we'll go have proper kabab kubide. I will personally be on a mission to change your mind about kabab kubide. Okay.
Wait, Armin, are you based in the US? Are you based in the UK? Where are you based?
Canada. I'm Canadian.
Canada. Okay.
I'm Iranian Canadian.
I'm in the US. Maybe we'll meet and you'll prepare me good kabab kubide and I'll criticize it.
maybe I'm not a good cook. I'll just take you to the best restaurant. By the way, another place we should be meeting is right next to the tomb of Cyrus the Great, because Cyrus the Great, by the way, guys, is a symbol of the bond between Iranian people and Israeli people. And imagine the day that we have like a sea of Iranian and Israeli flags around Cyrus's burial ground, around his tomb, and we're all dancing and celebrating our victory and the destruction of our shared enemies around his tomb. Isn't that amazing?
They say Cyrus the Great was the first Zionist. The first Zionist, they say, because because he fought for the Jews to go back to their land. He seriously fought. So I can't wait for this. Listen, I really can't. I really can't wait for this. And I'm sorry you guys are enduring this difficult times right now. And I'm sorry you're getting no support from international medias. I'm happy Goldie's right now is on Hannity. I'm really glad about this. But Fox News, in most cases, have been on our side, and on the side of the Iranian people, the Israeli people, the people that are usually kind of that we're getting the cold shoulder from the rest of the media. So it's good that she's getting that. But where's the coverage? Why are you guys not getting the coverage? Where are the pro-Palestine protests? What, because it doesn't align with your narrative? Because the pro-Palestinian protesters, it wasn't actually about oppressed people for them, right? Otherwise, you would protest the people of Iran. It's all fake. It's all BS. Yes. But the Israelis will never forget you. The Israelis will never forget the unwavering support that you have given us after October 7th, before October 7th. Guys, just go to Beverly Hills. See the amazing Persians living there, the amazing Iranians living there. Don't try the kabab kubide, but do go there and see the because they are incredible people, and I'm not even kidding. Incredible people. And people get mistaken me for being Iranian all the time, I kind of look like an Iranian, no?
Yeah, you do, because we're from the same neighborhood. We're brothers and sisters.
We are.
Yeah. Yeah. So one thing about you asked me, like, if there's anything you guys could do. The one thing, I think you already know this, but just let me tell this for all the sake of everybody that is being active. It's very, very, very important for people to understand that we are not just fighting against the Islamic Republic. That's obvious. That is very obvious. What more people need to understand is that we're fighting for the return of Pahlavi. And I think that part needs to be emphasized more, because the Iranian people are very wise and they're very politically aware, and they understand that the Islamic Republic is trying, it knows that it's not going to survive this. So it's trying to sneak in from another way by rebranding itself and basically bring in what we call the Third Republic. The First Republic being Khomeini, the Second Republic being Khamenei, and the Third Republic being something that looks like a reformed Islamic Republic, but it's basically the same ideology and the same anti-imperialist, anti-Zionist mindset in its DNA, right? And this is why Iranian people have wisely chosen Pahlavi as their leader, because he is the only way that we could guarantee that the Islamic Republic is not going to sneak back in with a different name or with a different, branding, or with another paint job, like or something like that, right?
Your exiled prince is located where at the moment? Is he in the U.S.?
Yes. He's based in the U.S., right? I mean, he might be traveling a lot right now, so he might be in different places, but his base is in the U.S. Yeah, imagine, like, here's another thing that we can't look for, can't wait for it to happen. Like we think about the day that we're all on our live, watching live as Princess of Pahlavi's plane, like we're tracking it. It's coming from the United States and it's flying towards Tehran. And we're just looking at the countdown, the timer of him landing in Tehran, and all the crowd and everybody in Tehran waiting for him. So that is something that it just gives us goosebumps to think about. But I do want to emphasize that I hope more people don't just say, like, oh, Iranian people fight the Islamic Republic, fight Khamenei. I want more people to mention Pahlavi, okay? And especially Israelis should know his plan, because if anybody studies his 100-day plan, sorry, I'm talking too much. You're here and I talk all the time. So
I'm listening to you. I'm learning. You're not talking too much. I have a question for you after you're done.
Yeah. So Princess of Pahlavi is a major ally of Israel, right? And if you look at the Iran Prosperity Project, which is by him and his team, if you look at the booklet that is about the emergency plan for the first 100 days, if you go to page, I think 47, which is about the foreign policy section, there's a timetable that shows the priorities of the transitional government, but under the leadership of Princess of Pahlavi, with regards to foreign policy. You could see that week one of the 3 highest priorities. Imagine how big of a priority this is, because this is days after the regime has fallen. Week 1 is to recognize the state of Israel. Recognize the state of Israel. That's how big of a priority it is for Princess of Pahlavi when it comes to normalization of relationship and then eventually strengthening ties with Israel. So that should tell Israelis how important. And this is why a lot of people who are anti-Pahlavi are also anti-Israel. And also Israelis should see how good Pahlavi is for Israel, given that the people who hate Pahlavi are also anti-Israeli.
Got you. But I have a question about Pahlavi for a second, because the people of Iran are protesting for Pahlavi to come back. That will dictate monarchy in Iran. But Pahlavi himself is saying that he wants secular democracy. So how does that work? Can you explain that?
Okay, so it won't dictate. Well, first of all, that's not what Pahlavi is not fighting for monarchy. Pahlavi, Princess of Pahlavi, he's fighting for a referendum. Okay, he's fighting for a referendum. If you look at all of his speeches and his books for the past 47 years, what he's fighting for is for the sovereignty to belong to the Iranian people, right?
Beautiful.
So Pahlavi has never been fighting for monarchy. Okay, most of his fans want monarchy, but he at some point was even well, I'm not. Well, he himself wants the Iranian people to choose.
Okay.
He's not going to choose. So there's three phases. We have a revolution phase, we have a transition phase, and then we have a post-transition phase, right? So right now we're in the revolution phase, and given that we can't have election, the leader of the revolution is chosen by what we witness in the streets and whose name is being called, which is Prince, and also the leader of the transition, because during the transition we haven't created a scenario where we could have elections, right? So he has, based on what everybody is, the name that is being called upon, has become the leader of the revolution and the leader of the transition period. But he hasn't determined that he's going to be king or anything else, because after the transition, the Iranian people are supposed to choose who are going to be the leaders of the government, and he just wants to create the situation where the Iranian people can choose. So this is how it happens. First, we're going to have the transitional government. Then we're going to create the situation where we could have a referendum. And in that referendum, the Iranian people are going to choose between a republic and a constitutional monarchy. And again, a constitutional monarchy is secular democratic.
Gotcha.
A lot of people think, oh, monarchy means non-democratic. No, Canada is constitutional monarchy. The UK is constitutional monarchy. Sweden is constitutional monarchy. Norway is constitutional monarchy. Denmark is constitutional monarchy. All of these countries, nobody considers the UK not to be. I mean, nobody considers Canada and Norway and Sweden not to be a democracy, right?
Right.
And they're still constitutional. Yeah. So that means in a constitutional monarchy, we have a parliament, we're going to have prime ministers, we're going to have members of parliament. People expect, based on what the attitude of the people on the ground right now, we think the referendum, most likely Iranians are going to choose a constitutional monarchy, right? So we're not saying that we're going to be forcing a constitutional monarchy. It just seems like that's what the Iranian people are going to choose, right?
How are we going to prevent that the Iranian people, which also constitute the supporters of the Ayatollah regime, will not re-elect exactly what you guys have been trying to avoid? How are we going to prevent this, in your opinion?
Well, first of all, the choices are going to. First of all, they are so few in number, very, very few in number. The supporters of the regime are extremely insignificant. Even Muslims, based on the latest polls, they want secularism. Even Muslims in Iran, even Muslims who are now a minority in Iran, even they want secularism, which means that they are, even though they want like maybe Islam in their personal lives, they're based on what they experienced with the Islamic Republic, they don't want the Islamic government anymore.
Good.
So yeah, but there even the referendum doesn't even have that option. The referendum is going to be the choice between two secular democracies.
Got you.
A republic is a republic without a monarch, and a constitutional monarchy, which is both of them. So if it's one thing that the vast majority of Iranians can agree on, is that they're done with Islamic government. And I actually would say that a huge portion of Iranians are done with Islam in general, right? Like so the disagreement is based on the discussion that we could have is, are we done with Islam in government, or are we done with Islam altogether? Okay, the discussion is not if there is any significant people who want Islam in government or not. That is absolutely a no. I think that is the highest priority for the highest number of. I think for most Iranians, that is even more important than democracy itself, right? So among all the four principles that we have, so these are the four principles of Princes of Pahlavi, okay? Border integrity, secularism, democracy, and equal individual rights for all Iranian citizens. These are the four principles of Princes of Pahlavi. And I think the highest priority is border integrity, and I think the second highest priority is secularism. And then democracy and equal individual rights are number 3 and number 4. But secularism is such a high priority for the vast majority of Iranian people. And I think based on what happened in the past couple of days, the level of crimes that the Islamic Republic have committed. Oh, Goldie is back. Hey, Goldie.
Hi. Hello.
I'm glad I waited long enough for you.
Oh my gosh, sir, I just finished.
How was?
It was so good. Sean Hannity saw my tweets. He was looking at my posts.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then he said, "Oh, I noticed the one that you wrote about Obama the traitor," and I'm like, "Yeah, he was a traitor." And then he was like, "Oh, and then I saw the one where you guys broke the news about the cyber hack, and he was like, that was really impressive." And I was like, "Woo!" And then and then he said he has a signed president Amiga hat that's signed by President Trump. And then he was like, if you want, I'll send it to you and you guys can auction that off to like raise money for Iran. And then what I said was but what I said is, no, you keep that, because the fact that you have a Amiga hat is much more meaningful to us. So you keep that hat, maybe I'll get a second signed one another time that we can auction off. But what I said is what you can do instead is, why don't you take a picture of your Amiga hat and put it on your social media? So that's what he's going to do.
Wow.
Anyways, it was a very, very good interview. It was a very good interview. So
amazing.
Goldie, I wanted to tell you that I really liked your appearance on Piers Morgan. Really, first of all, I don't know why Cenk is there all the time. He's there all the freaking time. Why is he there? How is he related to anything? So I just want to say, beautiful how you shut this dude up. And also this guy, Muhammad Manandi, what's his name? The professor?
Muhammad Marandi.
This guy, wow.
He's the Joseph Goebbels. He's the Joseph Goebbels of the Islamic regime.
Why is he so protective of the Islamic regime? It's because his father is the doctor of
He's part of it. He's part of it.
He's part of it.
He's one of their main top people, top propagandists. Yeah.
Wow. No, you handled this like a queen. Were you nervous before?
No.
She's Bakhtiari. Iranians are fighters.
By the way, welcome. It's so great to have you on our show. I didn't even get to the welcome part. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much
for being a supporter.
Of course, I'm a big supporter. I mean, I was exposed to your stuff pretty recently when I reacted to one of your videos, which I loved, by the way.
Which one?
Everybody told me Goldie's amazing. Goldie's amazing. Goldie's amazing. Armin, I saw you before. I was reviewing your stuff before, but Goldie, I was exposed to you recently. You two are warriors, really, really warriors, and you're an inspiration to me as well, right? To me as well, because I look up to you guys so much. You stay live for so long. You fight for the people. You fight for the return of the Shah. Look at my headline, Goldie. Look at my headline. My title is
Javid Shah. There you go. I saw that.
Javid Shah.
I love that. Thank you.
And Armin told me he wants me to talk about this more. So of course I'll keep talking about the Shah returning and all these things. It's not only about the oppression and fighting the oppression. It's also about the return of your Shah. So of course I'll keep doing that. And I think you guys are incredible, and it's an honor to speak to you both. And I honestly feel like I can't believe people get excited about me, because I'm just a normal guy. I get excited about you too. So thank you.
You're fantastic. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you'll have to come back anytime if you just want to pop in for a few minutes or something.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm going to go record more content about Iran. That's right. Yalla.
Thank you. Thank you. Javid Shah, Am Israel Chai.
Javid Shah, Am Israel Chai. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Zahar.
Thank you.
Bye.
Oh, he's so great.
Wait, I'm still trying to realize.
All right, let's let him leave. Then we'll talk behind his back. No, I'm joking.
Okay.
Oh, he's great. He's great.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was such
so
a good
sweet.
interview.
Tell us, what did you say? Go over it. Thank you.
I don't even remember. He was so nice. He was so nice. Listen, I had a whole thing prepared. And then Sean Hannity starts off with, "Oh, I'm looking at your tweets, and then you have this." And I'm just like, I paused and I was like, "Oh my gosh, you see me on X?" And he's like, "Yeah." So there you go. There you go.
Good job.
No, it was
Goldie.
very, very good.
You make us so proud.
Like I guess he was looking at anyway, so it went really, really well. Yeah, I'm following him already. So I'm waiting for him to post that Miga hat. I don't know when he's gonna do that, but it was so good. It was such an honor. And then you know what he said? He said, "This is a great interview. We'd love to have you back on again." So
really?
Yes.
Hopefully TV, right? Next time.
I don't know.
Listen,
I don't care. I'm not picky. Listen, just the fact that I even had the opportunity to go speak with like Sean Hannity directly, that is huge. That is huge, and I'm so
That
grateful
is,
for that.
yeah.
So
I think huge is an understatement, to be honest. That was
So.
yeah. Oh my God, guys. By the way, guys, this is because of all you guys who supported Goldie. All of you who are, who are encouraging her, who are supporting her, who are liking her shows, who are sharing it. You gave the power to her to be able to go and, I don't know, share all of this with the whole world. So thank
I
you
also
to
mentioned
everybody who
mentioned Bapish. So there you go, guys. I mentioned Bapish.
Bapish.
Just for you
did?
guys.
Wait, how did that come up?
Well, because I said, I also wanted to give a shout out to all the people around the world who have joined us, and especially Americans who've joined us, and they're singing along with our Iranian revolutionary songs like Bapish. So
yeah.
So that was my, because you guys, that was for you guys, especially the Americans. The Americans, you guys wanted me to mention Bapish, so I did.
Thank you. This she's thinking of you. She's thinking this is how much Goldie like her thinks about her audience. While she's talking to Sean Hannity, she's thinking of you guys. That's great.
Well, I like to keep my promises. So I know you guys wanted me to mention Bapish, so I did. All right. Wow.
Oh, I got a message.
Now I just need to like go check the news. He was so nice. Oh my gosh, he's such a nice person.
He's sorry.
Okay.
I got some important messages. Sorry, I seemed a bit distracted, but I'm back.
Okay, no, that's fine. Okay. While we're waiting for some news, unless you have news, Armin?
Yeah, I mean, I do have some analysis.
You have analysis? Okay, let's go.
Yeah, just updating someone else. Sorry, I was just caught off guard because of a message.
If you need more time, I have some things I can share.
I'm okay, but whatever you prefer. Do you want me to go through the update of where we are at right now? Just that I just have a small bullet point for each situation.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So some of this you guys have already heard, but I think it's important for us to just get everybody on the same page. So I'll try to go fast so that we could then go watch what Goldie has. Okay. So high readiness reports indicate, again, by the way, guys, a lot of you might know some of these, so just bear with me with people who might not have watched our previous streams. Okay, so reports indicate that the US and Israel are preparing for a major attack on the Islamic Republic. This is viewed by many experts as a move towards regime change, not just limited strike. And again, this is based on what most experts are saying. I'm not saying they're 100% right, but this seems to be the consensus by the vast majority of the people who are looking at this, right? So naval movement, we talked about the USS Abraham Lincoln carrier strike group, which is basically, it's not just the aircraft carrier. It comes with a whole bunch of other things like the destroyers and a whole bunch of stuff. That's why they call it the group. It has passed the Singapore Strait. I think some people said it was like around Malaysia right now, and it's heading towards the region. And guys, it probably won't enter the Persian Gulf. It probably would just go close to the Oman Sea, and that's where it will stay. The reason why it's not going to come into the Persian Gulf, because it needs to be at a distance so that it would be harder for the Islamic Republic to target it. It is expected to arrive in 4 to 6 days. And this, a lot of people think that that's when the attack will happen, but as Goldie mentioned earlier, it also might be some surprise attack might happen before it. Yeah, Goldie?
I just have a question when you're done. I have a question about the carrier stuff and the location and the timing.
Yes. Okay. But Goldie was right to point out that a lot of people are expecting something to happen when they arrive. So they might, there's both reasons to suggest that they might attack sooner. So, or maybe they will just wait. So the reasons for why they might attack sooner, because it would be a surprise, and also less people dying. That's a good thing. And the reason why they might wait is because some people suggest that they won't attack until they arrive, is because they say they don't need to surprise the Islamic Republic, because the Islamic Republic can't do anything anyways, even if they know the attack is coming. But I actually don't agree with that, because they might actually decide to strike at Israel earlier. So yeah, we'll see. But given that we're not going for a symbolic strike, it seems like we're going for regime change. It might make sense for waiting until everything arrives. And remember, it's not just this airstrike carrier group. There is also one, I think it was the George W. Bush one, coming from the northwest around the Mediterranean. And
That's
apparently
the
there's a
question I
third
have.
one. Yes. And apparently there's a third one also that is arriving, but people are not sure about that, right? Do you want to ask your question?
Yeah. So I know a lot of people are kind of focusing on, the USS Abraham Lincoln, and there seems to be this like push, right, to like, oh, Abraham Lincoln, freed the slaves, and so very poetic that Abraham Lincoln is going, the USS Abraham Lincoln. But I mean, isn't George W. Bush the founder of the United States, and basically,
Washington, the Washington.
Sorry, George Washington. Yeah, George Washington. Sorry. So George Washington, right? He's basically like where is it here? I want to make sure I get this right. He's a founding father and the first president of the United States, right? Sorry, not Bush, Washington. My bad. My bad. That's a Canadian in me, guys. Sorry. But here's my question. So given that George Washington is a founding father and the first president of the United States, and the USS George Washington. Okay, guys, I get it. I made a mistake. I'm Canadian. I'm not American.
You guys knew what she meant. Come on.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I don't mind being laughed at here and there. That's fine. But here's the thing. Didn't I read somewhere that people have lost track of where the USS George Washington is?
Yeah, that one is. I saw some people saying that one's whereabouts is not clear.
So isn't that okay? Wait. So isn't that sketchy? Doesn't that like okay? So everyone's focused on the USS Abraham Lincoln, but no one knows where USS George Washington is, and George Washington is a founding father of America and what the first president, right? It's gone dark purposefully. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a military strategist. I'm not military. Nothing like that. But it just seems very interesting to me that one is being focused on and the other one has gone dark.
Right. Yeah, I don't know the mind games they're playing behind the scenes. I'm just I don't. Yeah, we'll see.
Well,
we'll see.
yeah.
Okay. So
see, it's this one. It's this one. This is the one that I was thinking about. Apparently, it's gone dark.
Some people are saying the U.S. will never leave the Pacific without a strike group. Yeah, there's other ones there. The U.S. has 11 strike groups. 11 strike groups. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, they still have two around even with the USS Abraham Lincoln one coming towards the Middle East. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think they still have two in the Pacific left. This is why the United States is the world superpower. I think they have 11, and I think China has 3, and China is making a 4th one. Right. So Israel's reinforcement. Israel received 3 new F-35 fighter jets, bringing their total to 48. There's reportedly full coordination between Trump and Netanyahu. Yesterday, we mentioned that Trump and Netanyahu talked twice in 48 hours. And given that there's not much significant things happening in Gaza or Lebanon, everyone's understanding is that Netanyahu and Trump are coordinating the attack with each other, right? And again, remember, like, you know how Goldie keeps warning you about mainstream media? This is why you shouldn't take mainstream media sometimes seriously, because when Israel told United States to stop their attack, a lot of people thought like, oh my God, Netanyahu betrayed the Iranian people. He said that he will help the Iranian people, but then he told Trump to stop the attack. The reason why, now we know the reason why Israel asked Trump to delay the attack was because they were looking for a more significant attack. It wasn't that they were against a military strike. They just wanted to make sure that it's not symbolic, that is something that will end the regime. That's why Israel delayed the attack, to prepare everything for something way more significant. And again, this is important to note that Israel needs the U.S. the strike groups in the region before an attack happens, because during the 12-day war, I think around half of the missiles were stopped by the United States. So imagine if the U.S. is not present and the Islamic Republic uses even more missiles against, if the Islamic Republic even uses more missiles against Israel compared to the 12-day war, and the U.S. is not there to help Israel, then a lot more missiles are going to actually hit the ground in Israel compared to the 12-day war. This is why it's important for us to for you to have the U.S. strike groups in the region.
Major, could you just send me a message on Instagram, and I'll send you the StreamYard link so that you can join and explain this to us as well.
Can I finish this before?
Yeah, continue. I just wanted to do that. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, because this is a very easy to understand summary. The way I'm explaining it is like easy to understand way. So even if he comes, let me just finish the points before he starts talking. Okay.
No, of course.
So yeah, okay, thank you. So primary targets, the analysts that I'm following, they suggesting that attacks will target Ali Khamenei. Again, I'm not sure if these analysts are correct, but I'm saying many of them agreeing that Ali Khamenei will be targeted. And I know a lot of Iranians prefer that Ali Khamenei, we get our hands on Ali Khamenei ourselves. But if killing Ali Khamenei is going to cause a lot of defections, then it will save Iranian lives if he's killed. So I know we want to, we Iranians want to, bring him to justice ourselves. But our priority should be saving Iranians' lives. And if the news of him dying will cause a lot of defections from the regime. So that is something that we could actually, that is something that it would be very welcoming to see. Okay, and the core. Okay, so Ali Khamenei probably would be a major target, and the core decision-making circles, IRGC commanders, Supreme National Security Council, and security units, and the head of the three branches of government, which is Pezeshkian, Ghalibaf, and Ejei, just to show if you kill these three people, even if Pezeshkian is symbolic and he doesn't really have power, taking out Pezeshkian will be a huge signal to the remaining regime officers that it's over, it's game over. So this might also be the reason why when the hack happened, they were warning Pezeshkian to join the people, because they might want to be taking him out. So this is an interesting hypothesis that when the hack of the TV, when the state TV hack happened yesterday, the reason why they gave out a warning to Pezeshkian, one reason might be that the plan is to kill him as well, but that might look really bad internationally, because there are some idiots who also still think that Pezeshkian is the elected, democratic, chosen president of the Iranian people. So that would look morally like really bad to some people within the international community. So putting that message out there, warning him to join the people or else he's like a criminal or whatever, might be something that justifies killing him when the attack happens, right? So that's another hypothesis. So when it comes to the timeline, I'm seeing things as, by the way, this is just the wide range. Okay, I'm not saying it's going to take this long. Okay, I'm saying as all of this happening within the longest ones that I've seen is 2 to 3 weeks, and somebody also said 1 month. I'm just going with the longest range. I'm not saying it. Okay, and some people even and as short as today or within a couple of hours. So this is the range that we're saying of the estimates for when this will happen. So Pezeshkian, I don't know if you guys saw. I think you did so because I think Goldie might have shown it to you when I left yesterday. Pezeshkian just came out and threatened that if Khamenei is killed, there's a declaration of all-out war on the nation, and he uses the word nation, which made a lot of Iranians angry, as if they represent the nation. So that's what the word that he used. He basically came out and said that if they kill Khamenei, it will be all out war. And the reason why he put that message out there is because the Islamic Republic's calculation right now is that Trump is afraid of long-lasting war. So the Islamic Republic's calculation, some people within the regime, their calculation is that Trump just wants to do something symbolic, short and limited, and then go. So by threatening him that, we're going to enter into a long-lasting war, that is our deterrent capability. And some analysts say that's a miscalculation of the Islamic Republic because Trump actually wants to come and do regime change. But that's why they got Pezeshkian to come. By the way, Pezeshkian doesn't say anything himself. He basically just repeats what they tell him, what the higher ups tell him to say. So he said that because through his mouth, they're trying to tell Trump, scare Trump that, if you do this, we're going to drag you into a long-lasting war. Okay, so I have some other news, but because you have
no,
here,
go for it. Go for the news. Go for the other news, and then we'll go back to the military analysis.
Okay. So we had some new reports regarding a massacre that happened in Rasht, the city of Rasht. And they said the reports from Rasht were really horrific. The security forces, they actually burned a very beautiful bazaar in Rasht, and they trapped the people inside the bazaar, and they start shooting at them while they were trapped inside there, like Holocaust style, like massacre of the people while they were trapped there. And just in that massacre, thousands have potentially died in Rasht alone, right? And here's a horrible news. Apparently, the Artesh was involved in Rasht in the killing of people, which is really bad because we were hoping that the IRGC is the one that is responsible for the killing, and that Artesh would at some point join the people. But apparently in Rasht, the Artesh was also participating in the massacre of the people, which is horrifying news. So, and by the way, the regime is really actively trying to hide the bodies. The regime is really, really trying to make sure that the scale of the massacre is not being shown. Many family members are burying their loved ones in their homes, in their gardens, to prevent the regime from stealing their bodies. The death toll nationwide is likely much, much higher than the numbers that are being reported.
Yeah.
New protest footage are still coming out. The internet, by the way, is for you guys, the people who are at the beginning of the chat, know that there are some Iranians in the chat from inside Iran, which confirms that the reports that there are some connections is true. By the way, guys, if you're in the chat and you're from inside Iran, just say hi. Right, man as Iran, or just say the name of your city so that we can see people from Iran.
No, don't
being
say the
here.
name of your city. You don't want to dox people.
Yeah, no, it's just the same city, but it's okay. It's okay. So hospital cruelty, security forces are, by the way, this we already know this, but I just wanted to repeat this because this is really important. Security forces are continuing to finishing off wounded people inside the hospitals, right? Yeah. So we see a lot of people with hospital clothing or hospital related things connected to their bodies were shot with bullets right into their heads, which others suggest that they went into the hospital and shot them inside the hospital while they dragged them out of the hospitals and shot them somewhere else. So yep, I'm done.
That's horrible. Yeah, we've reported on that before, and we'll report on that again. All right, so we have someone who's going to give us a little bit of a military analysis. This is Major. Welcome. How are you?
Hi.
Hey everybody.
Hi.
Is this
Hi.
working now?
Yes.
Yes. So Major has been
How's it
like
going? It is
good.
working.
You're a little bit laggy though. Your connection's not the greatest.
Yeah, it's not, unfortunately.
All right.
But that's what I've got right now. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So you were going to give us a little bit more info and intel on from like the military side.
Mm-hmm. The thing to remember about the carriers, and this is very important because it keeps coming up. The United States has 11 aircraft carriers, but there are never more than about 4 or 5 at sea at any given time. So when you have to reposition a carrier battle group, which is not just carrier, but 8 or 10 other ships, that's moving 10,000 people across the face of the planet. That costs more than the GDP of most countries. So it takes time. It takes about 18 days to sail from Manila, which is the South China Sea, to off Iran. So that's why it's taken as long as it is. Are they going to move the Roosevelt? They might. What you want to do is keep your opposition off balance. So you don't know where the carriers are because you can't track them commercially. It's essentially impossible. And you can't use things like AIS to track them either because they're immune to, they're invisible to AIS. That's how you track merchant shipping. What you want to do with a carrier is you want to get it close enough to your target to launch its full package. What that means is your average carrier has between 60 and 70 strike aircraft, which is, F-18s mostly. They don't really operate F-35s yet. There's just not enough in the system. But you want to get them close enough to the target that they can launch and get there, even if they have to hit a fuel tanker in the air. But you don't want to get your carrier too close because then it's open to attack by ship missiles. And this is all very complicated, but it makes things confusing for people who are trying to follow what's going on. That's why a lot of people think that Trump is chickening out, all this other hogwash. It's not. It's just nobody in DC saw Iran going this direction in the first week of January. Nobody had any idea that this was going to happen, so nothing was in place to go. And now it's going to take time. That's why if there was an attack that was planned for a week or two ago, that they canceled it because they didn't have enough firepower. They didn't have enough carriers ready to go. And you can't do something like this with just B-2 bombers because they're as effective as they are, they don't carry enough ordnance to address the regime. And you don't want to give the regime time to scatter. You want them all at once with everything you can muster. That's why it's taken so long, and that's why everybody's waiting. Yesterday, you had pulled up a map of the Persian Gulf, and I think it was from Fox News, and it showed a bunch of different ships in the Persian Gulf, along with the Roosevelt strike group over in the Red Sea. Like,
let me pull that up.
Ships, which is nothing. You don't want to fire with that. Yeah, you don't want to fire. You don't want to kick anything off when you have that few ships, if you can avoid it. Because again, as effective as an Arleigh Burke destroyer is, that's when you pull the map up. That map has 2 listings. It has DDG and LCS. DDG is the destroyers. That's an Arleigh Burke class destroyer. It's the standard cookie cutter destroyer that the Navy uses, and it's one of the most effective hulls on the planet. The LCS is the littoral combat ship, which the Navy tried to build, and it's kind of sketchy. It's not that good of a design. Long story. Again, you've only got 5 ships that can shoot. You might have a submarine or 2, but they're not going to be able to fire as many missiles as you want. And you've also got to find targets, like the jamming system, for example, that the regime is using to jam Starlink, or that they were using to jam Starlink. You want to find out where those jammers are, because you don't want to just fire missiles blindly. And that's where we are immediately. Now, there's a lot of talk of boots on the ground, and we're going to send in the Marines, send in the 82nd. That's not going to happen. You might see special forces going in to hit a specific target, but you're not going to see a Marine battalion landing in Bandar Abbas. That's just not going to happen. That would invalidate everything that the people in Iran are trying to do, because it would be an open case of, America being behind the whole thing. And it wouldn't matter what the reality was. Perception is what counts. So you don't want to send in regular troops. Like I said, special forces is something different, and people understand that. But those are the options that Trump has right now. And he's got to be careful in what he says. And Trump is always careful in what he says. He's got to be careful, because if he's not, then he gives everything away. And that's just going to result in a failed mission. And it's going to make things much worse in Iran. And it might actually get China to get involved. And you don't want that. You don't want to give China an opportunity. So when you see like the George Washington, because you guys just brought this up, people are talking about the George Washington. The Washington's not going anywhere. The Washington is based in Yokohama, Japan. And I know, because my brother used to command Marine Barracks Yokohama way back. But the George Washington is based there. They're covering all of the South China Sea. And the Lincoln was also there because it routes through, but that's why they detached it to go towards Iran. The Ford is still somewhere between the Caribbean and the Mediterranean. I think it's on the way to the Mediterranean, but it's not going to get there in time, because you're looking at a good solid 21 days just for the Gerald Ford to get to Suez. And then it's got to follow along behind the Roosevelt, which is going to be another week or 2 before it gets in position. That's why they're moving. That's why they're getting out there and wagging the Roosevelt and the Lincoln, because they want everybody paying attention to that, so they don't see everything else that they're doing. Because it's the important thing. One of the important things here is that it's not just Iran. You've got to deal with China and Russia, and you have problems with Turkey, which is technically NATO, but kind of not. And you have to keep all of these balls in the air moving, and you can't drop any one of them by saying the wrong thing. So you keep everybody confused, which is what Trump is really good at. You keep everybody confused, and you get all of your pieces into position, and then you hit them. That's what's going on right now. That's why I kept saying a couple of days ago that everybody needs to just hang on. Everybody needs to hang in there, because we are coming.
So sorry.
Pahlavi.
Pahlavi's
Pahlavi news.
coming on. I'm so sorry. All right, Major. We're gonna come back to you in a moment.
continued to attack President Trump and the United States.
Thank you for this. We're going to continue this in a moment.
Ayatollah Khamenei addressed a crowd on Saturday that chanted death to America and death to Israel as he called President Trump a criminal. The remarks, which were broadcast on state-controlled media, followed a slew of X posts where he falsely claimed the U.S. orchestrated the mass killing and chaos in Iran.
I don't know who told us, but I saw someone
in this revolt, the U.S. president himself intervened directly.
So thank you so
he
much
made
for that,
remarks in person, made statements, and issued threats. He encouraged seditious people to go ahead. He sent messages from the United States to those individuals, whom I will explain later who they were, telling them to move forward and not be afraid.
And on Sunday, Iran's president, Masoud Pezeshkian, warned that any aggression against the supreme leader would be considered an all-out war. President Trump responded to those remarks in an interview with Politico, and he said it's time to look for new leadership in Iran. In preparation for possible U.S. action against Iran, Israel is keeping its military on high alert. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu addressed the country's parliament on Monday, saying this.
If Iran makes a mistake and attacks us, we will act with a force that Iran has not yet experienced. No one can predict what the future holds for Iran, but one thing is clear. Whatever happens, Iran will not return to what it was.
Regional countries have weighed in on the possibility of another direct war between Israel and Iran, and with the buildup of U.S. military equipment, some are calling once again for dialogue.
In our view, the solution to all kinds of problems lies in a relationship of mutual trust. We invite all relevant parties to use common sense, dialogue, and diplomacy. I want it to be especially known that we are ready to do whatever is necessary to further reduce tensions.
The Trump administration gave Iran multiple opportunities for diplomacy, but the supreme leader continues to threaten President Trump and the United States. Jillian?
Trey Yanks in Tel Aviv for us. Thank you. John?
All right, Jillian, with me now is Reza Pahlavi, the exiled crown prince of Iran. Good to be with you,
John. Good to be
Mr.
here.
Pahlavi. Thank you so much for taking the time. I know that you're very busy these days with everything going on in your country. So the president seems to have taken a move forward in terms of where he is on the idea of regime change. He said this to Politico over the weekend. He said, quote, "It's time to look for new leadership in Iran." It's further than he's gone before. How will that be taken in Iran by people who are rising up against the regime?
You know, John, everybody's talking about war. What is the first war going on? It's a war of the Islamic regime against its own people.
Mm-hmm.
We are at war with this regime. Now, defenseless, unarmed civilians have demonstrated in the last few days their total rejection of the regime. They took to the street, they chanted death to the dictator, they chanted that we want an end to this regime. In other words, it's way beyond protest. The response, massive massacre of our citizens. The regime utilizing military equipment from rifles
Mm-hmm.
to tanks to brutalize and kill the people in an unprecedented way. And they continue to do that as we speak. They are in fact entering people's home, clobbering them. They have shot at the rooftops when people were chanting from the rooftops the last 2 days, ever since the internet disruption. So we are talking about an actual conflict. Now, I think the president was absolutely correct when he says there has to be a change of direction. And that's exactly what the Iranian people are asking
But
for.
if the Iranian people now had the support of the president on that idea, will that encourage them to take to the streets in even greater numbers and put more pressure on the regime from within?
Yes, and I think that the decisive factor would be the instrument of repression that has been unleashed against our people is what is the ultimate obstacle to overcome. What changes the odds in favor of the people that can finally take over the system and push to a complete collapse depends on calculated strategic strikes against these institutions.
And those would be American strikes?
It would be, well, it could be an American strike, it could be Israeli strike, it could be whatever. The Iranian people now are looking as the cavalry coming, because we can only hold the fort up to a point.
Yep.
The cavalry can help us overcome the odds. Look, this is a regime so desperate that it has to import elements from Lebanon, from Afghanistan, from Iraq as instrument of repression, because they are running out of elements of their own doing the dirty job against them. This is what's at stake. So the regime right now is on its last leg. It's on the verge of collapse. It's going to attempt every other means to yet again survive. That's why a definitive strike is going to completely reverse the odds in favor of the nation and defenseless people.
All
That's
right,
what
so-
we need in terms of actual support.
So what do you strike? Do you strike command and control facilities of the IRGC? Do you launch a decapitation strike to take out the Ayatollah? What would you suggest either the United States or Israel or whoever is willing to do it take on?
I think if you're asking from the perspective of the people on the streets, is you have to neutralize every element that has been unleashed against them. So anything that ties to the regime mechanism of
that's a
Islamic
lot.
violence. Well, it could be at first being targeting, of course, IRGC, which is the main culprit here, or any other instrument of state apparatus of control or violence. That's already a big plus. And that cannot come across via diplomacy or via negotiation. This is where the promise that the president has given has been very heartening to the people of Iran. And if that is carried out, then it changes, as I said earlier, the whole complexion.
So if the regime topples, the big question is what comes next? You have put your name forward as somebody who would lead a transitional government in Iran. Here's what President Trump said about you when he was asked. He said, quote, "He seems very nice, but I don't know how he'd play within his own country. And we really aren't up to that point yet. I don't know whether or not his country would accept his leadership. And certainly if they would, that would be fine with me." What would you say to President Trump about
But
that?
I think he's absolutely right. Let the Iranian people determine who they want for the leadership. But in recent weeks in particular, you see which name they called, whose name that they're chanting. It's my name. And why? Because I think my 46-year track record and my commitment to liberate this country and ultimately achieve a democratic alternative by means of free elections. So the Iranian people will determine what their future will be, and the leadership is out there. I'm humbled by the fact that they've been supportive of my role and asked me to step in to lead the transition, which is precisely what I'm doing, so we can go from here and ultimately have the Iranian people choose whatever they want at the end, and the interim government will turn over the direction of the country to the once elected new system in our country.
In recent days, Iranian state TV was hacked. It was almost like something out of a James Bond movie where the screen went like this, and suddenly you popped up with a message. How was that received?
Well, that's very empowering, because for decades this regime has, on the one hand, imposed maximum censorship. It has tried always to cut off our compatriots from the rest of the world, namely internet access or even the telephone lines in recent days. So when they get hit by a counterattack by people who are organized enough to have that level of penetration in terms of the digital warfare, I think anybody back home was, wow, let them get a taste of their own medicine.
So you said something very significant. You said a transition to democracy. It has been a long time since there's been democracy in Iran. It's been 75 years, pretty much. Even when your father was the leader of Iran, that was not democracy. Is Iran ready for a return to democracy? Can it do it? Because there are some places in the world where democracy doesn't exactly work.
I think that's the ultimate desire of every freedom-loving Iranian that is committed to a democratic alternative, to see that through. And right now, if you look at today's Gen Z of Iran, which constitute at least a third of the population, these are smart kids that have studied history. They understand the importance of strengthening institutions. They understand checks and balance system. They understand how society and citizens participate in the daily aspect of their governance. They know the free world as it is. They also know the non-free world. They know how it looks like in Pyongyang. They also know how it looks like in Washington. And what's important here, and I hope that especially the American viewers understand, the fact that you support this nation towards democratization is not just to liberalize the region and bring about something that is ultimately an element of stability, but what is the interest of America in all this? I think even President Trump remembers what Iran was like before the revolution, what kind of relationship we had with America. Look at the diaspora in America itself of Iranian Americans, how much they contribute to the progress and wealth of this nation. And ultimately, a different Iran will be comprised of people that are dedicated to that ideal. And I think there are not enough countries in the world that are democratic that can help us bring it and achieve it at the very end. But that changes the course of history. That's the first thing that will make America feel that they don't no longer have to have their 6 feet protecting the region, because now you have a viable, trusted partner that will work with you as your friend, not a regime that from day one called death to America. Well, that's the ultimate.
It could certainly change the entire face of the Middle East, though, as we have seen before, sometimes when there's a power vacuum what fills the vacuum is worse than what came before it. So if this happens, we hope it happens the right way. President Pahlavi, thank you so much for taking the time today. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks. Jillian?
Oh my God.
That was perfect. That was perfect.
Robert O'Brien.
That was
really well
perfect.
done.
Yeah. Can I make a comment regarding Iran being the claim that Iran was not a democracy during the Shah's time? Just a quick one, because the way, guys, democracy is not binary. Democracy is a spectrum. And if you want to judge the democratic level of a society, you can't just take a snapshot. You need to look what was before it and what's the direction that is heading. So if what the Shah was doing was he was moving towards more and more democracy. The Shah famously gave women the right to vote ahead of Switzerland. Okay, and if you want to judge the Shah's, give him a rating based on how democratic it was, you have to look at what was before it and the direction that we were heading. The country was becoming more and more democratic, so you need to look at the direction rather than the level of democracy that we had at that point. And again, it's not binary. You cannot say it was democratic, non-democratic. You have to look at the level of democracy and the direction that is heading, and based on that, 10 out of 10 for Mohammad Reza Shah.
You know, it's a little bit frustrating. I know for Iranians as well, very frustrating whenever, you know, we hear that, like, the historical revisionism and, you know, the propaganda about, oh, the Shah was a dictator, which we know he wasn't. But I think His Royal Highness Reza Pahlavi is handling it very well. Because it's, you know, imagine how difficult it must be for him knowing the hero that his father was, knowing how much we love his father, and yet he constantly has to deal with people like bad-mouthing his father and calling his father a dictator, right? Like that's incredibly difficult, having to deal with that for 47 years based off of lies and stuff, right?
Leftist lies.
Yeah, leftist and Islamist and communist lies. But I just, you know, he was so confident today, and the way that he kind of had a smile on his face when they talked about the cyber attack. he was trying not to laugh. He's trying not to laugh.
Yes.
So,
And his answer regarding Trump he immediately said, well, Trump is right. It should be the choice of the people. That was a perfect response. That was a perfect, not defensive, just confirming that, yep, I agree with the same thing. We're so lucky that we have him at the darkest time. We had the best person to lead the way out of this darkness.
he is our North Star. He's our North Star. And guys, remember, when President Trump says what he says, he's saying that because he's respecting the right of the Iranian people to determine for themselves who they want, right? So President Trump is making it very clear. It's not my place. It's not my place. But he also adds at the end, he's like, but if that's who the Iranian people want, I'm fine with that, right? So he's saying without saying that he's supporting and endorsing King Reza Pahlavi. So for all the Iranians, negaran nabashin, that you know, he's saying without saying it. Like he's speaking in political terms here. But
he has to pick his battles. He cannot correct every mistake. He has to pick his battles.
Exactly. But let's go back to the Major, because we did interrupt him, and Major was giving us a fantastic analysis on the military side. So sorry for interrupting you, but you're
by the way, just one thing. People are saying that Neilban is saying, can we set up a sharing agreement with Iran where Reza Pahlavi is our prime minister too, maybe our king? People are falling in love so much with Prince Reza Pahlavi.
No, he's
that they
ours.
want him.
You can't have him.
Sorry, he's all ours. Yeah.
I replied to somebody in chat earlier who asked, what are the chances of a republic in Iran? And my reply was slim to none, because everybody in the Iranian street is chanting for Reza Pahlavi. Nobody's chanting for a republic.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's just kind of the way it is.
We want a constitutional monarchy. That's what it is. But that referendum is for after Iran is free. But yeah, sorry to interrupt you, Major. Please continue.
No, that's fine. Is this any better?
Mm.
Okay, yeah, I switched over to my phone because that's on 5G, so we're good. So yeah, that was I had kind of run out on the idea of the carrier strike group, and boots on the ground. So What else would you like to know?
So I guess I just wanted to confirm. So, Armin, go ahead. Armin, you go ahead.
Yeah, just
You're
a
more on
quick
the military
question.
stuff than me.
No, yeah, just a quick question. I know that the B-2 bombers seem not to be needed for this round of attacks because some people are saying they're not needed because we're not. It's not about hitting enrichment uranium facilities really deep on the ground. But is there any chance that they might be needed for this strike?
They will absolutely be used when the time comes. And that's because it's not, the B-2 doesn't just hit like nuclear sites. The idea of the B-2 is that you have a bomber that has a radar signature, a radar cross section that is around the size of like a hummingbird. If you see a B-2 on radar, it gets canceled out as bird scatter. And it carries a massive payload, a very precisely accurate ordnance that it can drop on a target. So everybody talks about Khamenei being in a bunker. Well, if they find his bunker, he's going to eat something from a B-2.
Okay, so that's actually my second question. What are the chances that Israel and the United States know exactly where Khamenei is right now? And if they do, what are they going to do about it? Are they going to send commandos to get him, or they're just going to bomb him? What are your is Khamenei a target? Definitely a target. Everyone's saying he's definitely a target. But what's your assessment?
Yeah, Khamenei would definitely be a target. That's what's called. This is, people who know what this means. It's going to come off as kind of gross, but it's called a decapitation strike. That's where you go after the leadership first, including the head guy in charge. The thing with Iran, that a lot of people need to understand is that Iran is about 1/3 the size of the United States, roughly. It occupies, on a map of the United States, Iran takes up most of America east of the Mississippi. And that's a big area. And Tehran, unfortunately, for this, is deep inside. It's deep inside Iran in relation to the Persian Gulf. So carrier strike aircraft aren't going to get there. Yeah, there you go. That map. Carrier strike aircraft won't get there easily without a lot of tanker support because they're going to be flying heavily loaded. Anything coming in from Israel or Saudi Arabia or Qatar, that's also going to need a lot of tanker support. And tankers are really vulnerable for something like this. And you really don't want to use them in an environment like Iran. That's where the B-2 is going to come into play. And maybe even the B-21 Raider. That's the smaller version. Because they can fly all the way to Tehran, turn around and come back, and they're still going to be lugging a lot of fuel. That's the whole purpose of the B-2. The carrier strike groups would hit is all southern Iran, down along the Gulf Coast, where you do have a lot of IRGC bases, not just the speedboats, which are a lot scarier than most people think, but you've also got electronic warfare and electronic sensor outposts all along the Gulf that are run by the IRGC. And what they would that would be where the carriers would hit first, and anything flying out of like Israel, that's where they're going to concentrate. And they would be running what we used to call, I'm not sure what the term is these days, but in my day, we used to call that SEED mission for suppression of enemy air defenses, knocking out radars, knocking out electronic warfare, anything that can let the IRGC and the regime see an incoming force. That's what they're gonna hit. If you want a good historical example, that was the opening of the air war in Desert Storm. There was a strike force of Apache helicopters that moved in at like sand dune top level and shot up a couple of radar posts. And that blanked out the Iraqi radar to let the whole strike package through to Baghdad. And nobody saw it coming.
Wow.
That's what they would be doing here by hitting everything along the Gulf Coast of Iran. Meanwhile, you've got the B-2s that are going very deep all the way to Tehran and handling whatever targets they've been identifying. That was another reason why they would have delayed the attack, because you don't want to go off half-cocked. And there's some other things that they could, some other aircraft that they could send in, like the B-1, that would be for specific targets somewhere in the middle of Iran. That's too deep for the carrier aviation to get at, but they don't need to go all the way to Tehran and back, and just let the B-2s do that. And I can say this in confidence because I know a lot of people without a certain level of experience are probably going to say, my God, how is this guy saying this? Because, he's giving away everything. No, this is publicly available information. You just got to know where to go to look for it. And
oh, sorry, go on.
No,
I
no,
thought
no,
you were
go ahead.
My understanding, let me know if this is correct. My understanding is that the taking out the targets that they need to take out is going to be pretty straightforward and easy. The preparation that the reason why they need this much preparation is because they want to protect everybody against the response by the Islamic Republic. That is the complicated part. That the taking out the targets that they need to take out inside Iran is going to be very straightforward and easy. Is that accurate?
That is largely accurate, yes. But it's important to understand this, and this is not the U.S. military being callous. Really important to understand this. The primary objective when they send in the bombers is taking out the leadership and then taking out infrastructure like the jamming systems and the monitoring stations. That's the primary objective. Protecting the Iranian people is the secondary option. It's a secondary purpose, but it doesn't mean that that's not important. It just means that in order to protect them, they're in the line of fire. So things can always go wrong. So if a bomb goes sideways, that could get ugly. It's not intentional. It's just sometimes technology fails. So everybody needs to keep that in mind.
Yeah, Iranian people completely do take that in mind, because after the 12-day war, Iranian people became more and more pro-Israeli, so they completely understand that. And no matter, and the friendly mistakes will not be able to kill as many as Iranians as the Islamic Republic is killing Iranians. So I think a lot of Iranians completely understand that and are willing to pay that price. Is it true that the Qatar is not allowing United States to use their airbase, and also Saudi Arabia is not allowing the United States to use their airspace, or is that just mind games or misinformation?
I think that's mind games. I think that's part of the sleight of hand that Trump is doing, which is what this whole Denmark thing is. The idea is to keep everybody off balance, so they don't know what you're actually doing. And see that if you just take it at face value, Qatar and Saudi Arabia is saying, no, you can't launch an attack from our airspace. At face value, that sounds like, well, Trump's got a real problem, and that his allies are turning on him, and that helps because the regime may decide that, well, we don't have to worry about Qatar and Saudi Arabia, which is where all the F-15s and F-16s from the U.S. would come from, and that we would encourage that. Absolutely. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't do that. And then you have the whole Greenland thing that's just come up, and that too, I guarantee you there was a private phone call, and suddenly Greenland is in the news, and it means nothing. Greenland, it's like Trump saying that, well, we should make Canada the 51st state. And when he said that, go back a year, when he said that, the mainstream media lost their minds. And all the Democrats and the black-pilled people all freaked out because, oh my God, what are you talking about? Are we going to invade Canada now? And, are we going to invade Greenland? No, because we're all NATO members. That's the thing. That's the thing to remember when you hear the mainstream media freaking out over this. Denmark and Germany are both members of NATO, just like Canada, just like the U.S. If NATO is going to go to war with any of its members, it's going to go to war with Turkey. Because Turkey is monkey wrenching everything NATO's doing, while also selling off as many combat drones to Ukraine as they can at highway robbery prices. That's how the game's being played. Now, I've been reporting on Turkey now for 2 years. I put a link up to I kind of outed myself there a few days ago, but that was because I put out an article on Iran on how we got here, and why I think the Shah was deposed, and ultimately I think he was assassinated. But that's a whole other thing. But yeah, I've been in the journalism that I do. I've been watching Turkey now for 4 years, ever since I started back writing professionally. Turkey's been on the move. They've got their fingers in Libya. They've got their fingers in Somalia. That's why when Israel recognized Somaliland back in December 26th, actually, that's why Turkey freaked out, because they're basically running what passes for the Somali military, because they want to grab the southern end of the Red Sea. That's been their whole point. Excuse me. And that's why they're such a disruptive influence. But yeah, as far as Qatar and Saudi Arabia go, I'm sorry, I drift a lot. As far as Qatar and Saudi Arabia go,
oh, that's good.
That is a distraction. They rely on us way too much.
Too much.
And I keep seeing people saying, so-and-so in the regime has transferred $1.5 billion to Dubai. That's easily dealt with. If they transferred it as actual money or gold specie, if they sent foreign currency, if they pulled an Obama and sent a C-130 down there with, pallet loads of cash, we have a very simple solution to that, which is to tell Dubai, hey, you're in receipt of terrorist funds, and you need to freeze those until we can get them back to their rightful owner, which is not the Islamic regime. So I take that. I take comments like that with a big bucket of salt.
Okay. The most important question, and I know that the answer might be probably that there is no answer. We have to just wait and see, but I'm going to ask it anyways. When is there a way to estimate when the attack is going to happen? And also, is there an estimate for when the attack happens, how long the war is going to last?
I don't want to gainsay it, but I would say probably 2 weeks before anything loud happens, before any kind of bombs start getting dropped. It would be at least a week and a half, 2 weeks. How long would it last? I think it would last once we actually start shooting. I would say maybe 6, maybe 7 days to make sure that we get everything. And I say that because, again, we're not putting boots on the ground. After that first 5 to 6 days of target servicing, anything else that we would do would be in support of actual ground forces. And I don't see that happening. So 5 to 7 days once the shooting starts.
Okay. That's so informative. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. Thank you.
There is one thing I do want to touch on. One last thing. and that is everybody talking about the use of chemical weapons on the Iranian population. For all the Marines out there listening in or watching, when I was discharged, because I messed up my knees and my back, I was about to move over to nuclear, biological, and chemical warfare. So I know quite a bit about this stuff, and I used to teach an introduction to radiological operations. So I know quite a bit about this. What they're doing is, this is not misinformation, but it's information that is not being presented coherently. If you watch a riot anywhere else in the world, not talking about Iran, you watch a riot anywhere else in the world and you see the police throwing smoke grenades or throwing CS grenades, CS riot gas grenades, those are considered chemical weapons in international law. Those won't kill you. You're not gonna have a good day, but they won't kill you and they won't do permanent damage to you. So that's what is happening. And the reason I can say that is that if you use war gases like nerve gas or mustard gas or something like that, the problem with that is that affects your own personnel. And if your own personnel aren't trained for that, or if they're not equipped for it, they can't deal with it. And you just created at least as many casualties on your own side as you did of the civilians. So what they're doing is they're throwing CS riot gas, and it basically makes you throw up and does all kinds of nasty looking physical stuff to you. And then until you run off and you climb into a shower and hope like hell you get all the gas off of you. That's what's actually going on. It's not a deliberate thing. It's not deliberate misreporting by the regime, but it's reporting by ignorance from the mainstream media, because most people don't know what this means and they don't know what the difference is. And the difference here is absolutely vital to understand what's happening.
So are you saying they're not using chemical weapons?
No, they are. They are, because riot control agents are considered chemical weapons, but they're not using war gas. Okay, when Saddam dropped nerve gas on the Kurds.
Okay, that's not what they're
at the end of the Iran-Iraq War. When he dropped nerve gas on the Kurds, that's war gas. That's what you use during actual, large scale conflict.
So actually, they have thrown some chemical weapons that are not tear gas. It's like they have stuff mixed into the tear gas, and a lot of Iranians are still sick. Like after 10 days, they're still sick, and there's been reports that a lot of Iranians, who have they've been exposed to those chemical weapons. They have lost their lives several days later. So
that's possible. If you're not in good physical condition and you get hit with full strength riot gas, that can kill you.
No, but they've done it in the past. They've poisoned schoolgirls in the past as well. So they've also put like some sort of chemicals in subway stations as well. So the Islamic regime, they're known for doing that kind of stuff. So.
If they're adding something into riot gas, this is where I wish we had contact with Gandalf, because he's a medical doctor, and he would be able to figure out what that was, because I would really like to know if they're doing that. I think though a lot of that, and I'm not saying that didn't happen, because new stuff happens all the time.
Yeah.
I would be very surprised at it if they were doing that, because of the effect it would have on their own people.
Well, their own people were in hazmat suits, so the images came out.
If that's the case, then
their own people were in hazmat suits while they were putting the gas out there.
Okay.
Also, they don't care about their own people. Also, they don't care about their own people as well. So let's.
The thing is, they don't they'll happily spend lives if that of their mercenaries if that's what it takes. They don't have any problem with that. But you have to keep your loyalists alive. So yeah, that's why those guys are wearing hazmat suits. Now again, if they're wearing hazmat suits, yeah, I definitely want to know what they're adding into the riot gas, because I don't know of any additives immediately that I could speculate about on what they're putting in there. But chemical weapons, whether it's riot gas or nastier stuff, they are relatively easy to make. So that's easy for the regime to do.
Here, I'll show you. I'll show you what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I have the video.
So, yeah, it's right here. Look at this. So that's a guy in a hazmat suit.
Yeah, that's definitely. I don't know that that's military grade hazmat, but it's probably fire department grade hazmat.
And then they're all in like masks and stuff. And then this truck was like releasing some sort of toxic gas in the air.
Okay. Yeah, it depends on. It's going to depend on exactly what that chemical is, and I don't want to speculate on what that chemical is without information.
Yeah, but what I can tell you is like this is not a normal scene in Iran, right? It's not like it's not like people drive around, on big yellow trucks wearing hazmat suits and face masks, right? So
I can tell you this is not normal police riot behavior anywhere in the world. They might wear gas masks, to keep from breathing in the CS gas, but they're not wearing this. Because that means that whatever they're mixing in is probably not just toxic, but at least mildly corrosive, which could be
and deadly.
If I were to speculate, I'd say there might be some low-grade phosgene, maybe some low-grade cyanotics, because those are byproducts. This came up during Syria. Those are byproducts of oil production. And they're easy to get. So you would have phosgene, which has hundreds of uses, but in its pure form, it will kill you quickly. But mixing in something else, I don't know what else would they be mixing?
I have no idea. No idea.
They would be mixing something else in there, but this is not what you're going to see in a riot in the West. You won't even see this in a riot in China, because they just don't.
We have the people who are occupying our country are the worst of all people. This is why you cannot see this anywhere else.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Cyanotics. One of the main byproducts of oil production is hydrogen cyanide, which is exactly what it sounds like, and that will kill you. I have a friend, he's retired now, but his job down in the oil fields in Midland, Odessa was to walk around in a spacesuit with a chemical detector looking for hydrogen cyanide. So they could shut the plant down before they had a major leak that would, kill 10,000 people. So yeah, that could be what they're spraying in. Okay. Mixed in with tear agents, gas, CS agents. That's the normal riot control stuff. So yeah, that's very possible that they could be doing that.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Well, thank you so much, Major, for joining us. Thank you for your analysis. That was really helpful.
Yeah.
And thank you for your service, by the way. Thank you for your service.
Yeah. Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Appreciate
anytime
that.
Anytime you want to have me back, just give me a shout. I'm on the live stream most days moderating. It's just I deal with long COVID and Bell's palsy, so I have ups and downs.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for being here, and get some rest. I know that you had an accident recently. Hope you're recovering well.
Oh yeah, from that I'm pretty much recovered. It's just I'm back to dealing with my normal up and down days.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, thank you again for your service, Major. Well, guys, we have our official U.S. military correspondent for Iran Revolution Live. There we go.
There you go.
All right. Take care, Major. Great to have you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Major. So Goldie, I need to go to our discussion group. I'm already 10 minutes late. Is it okay if I put the link in the
Yep. We'll put the link. But I'm gonna shut down the live stream. I'm gonna restart it anyway because I need like a half-hour break to go run some errands. So I'm just gonna restart it, play some music. I need to go. I need to go like to the. I need to go grab something, run a few errands. But I'll be back.
All right.
So yeah, put the link in there.
So guys, I'm going to go to our discussion group. I'm going to put the link in the chat. If you want to come there, and you don't have to open your camera if you don't want to, but if you want to come, talk to us, ask me any questions about what's happening in Iran, or if you just want to come and listen to our discussion, the link is in the chat. On Atheist Republic, the link is also in the description. So I'll just go there right now. And yeah, okay. I'm Israel Chai Javid Shah. See you guys there.
Love it.
See you, Goldie.
I will see you in an hour or so.
Sounds good.
I'm just getting my own songs ready here. All right, guys. So I'm gonna restart the live stream. But I'm going to play music, so that gives me time, about half an hour, to go, run a few errands, and then I'm gonna be back, and then we're gonna try to see if we can catch my interview with Sean Hannity, my radio interview with Sean Hannity, because it was so, oh my gosh, it was so good. That, like, his radio show starting at 4. So I will see you guys. Wasn't he great? Wasn't the Major great? Everyone put a 1 in the chat for the Major. And I'll see you guys soon.
غرق انقلاب است. کشور ما، تاریخ ما در سینگر فرا گرفته، گویی اهورا مستا دوباره در نور خود مرا گرفته. اکنون سرودی سر میدهم باز فارغ از رنج و تشویش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. هن ای پدر، هن ای پسر، برخیز و با ما شو همگام، تا درد آن تجربه تلخ ما را نکشیده در خواب. بگذار هر دم بغرند گرگ‌ها دم لباس میش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ای کارگر، ای برزگر، راحت کنون ادامه دارد در این زمان که پرتو یزدان از هر سو بر تو میبارد. پس پیش به سوی آزادی از بحر خزر تا کیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. خلق‌ها به پا، بهر دفاع از استقلال و آزادی، تا بشکنیم پشت ارتجاع پیریزی ویران آبادی. تا زنده سازیم سنت‌های می از بر آیین و کیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. با امید روزی که تمام این دلبشور و انقلاب تموم بشه و ما در روشنایی، نور و سعادت مردم کشورمون غرق بشیم. نه خارجی، نه بیگانه، نه مستشارهای ویرانی، نه چیر خاران، نه کاسلیسان، فقط هم رزمان ایرانی. ما با شرافت میهنی بسازیم بهر فرزندان خویش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به به پیش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش مردان بیایید داخل صف ما اکنون که آغاز رویاست دشمنان بدانید ما زنده هستیم بعد از ما هم ایران پابرجاست آن روح شیطان ما را فریب داد با صد شعار مردمیش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش پرچم ما پرچم ایران غرق خون شهیدان روی شانه هامان حمل می‌کنیمش در هر خیابان و میدان تا ماسک دلقکان را برداریم از روی تسبیح و ریش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش